It's Friday in the big city.
Yes.
Yes. Is that an echo?
Is it?
I hear an echo.
Yeah. What are they putting an echo on us now? Is that because CBS FM is in the same building as us?
How do I turn up the echo?
Big echo.
How do I turn on?
There we go.
I want more echo. Echo.
More echo.
Hello.
Oh.
Tim, give me some echo.
Oh, no, he wants echo.
Does he want echo? I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
That's a good one. Is that just in the headphones, though, or is that going out?
Your oldies station.
CBS FM is back.
They're down the hall.
I know.
We met those creeps the other day walking back from that corporate gathering.
Oh, like you said, they're down the hall.
They were a little creepy.
Refrain from the creep thing.
They were a little creepy, a little needy, a little too much kiss assy.
There was a lot of love there, I was feeling.
And we also met Mr. G, a legend in the news business.
Indeed.
And man, I learned more about him in 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, certainly did.
Maybe we'll get into that another day. See if Mr. G wants to share some of the fine stories he was telling me.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
No.
All right, we're just babbling. Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
That's what the show is all about.
As I sit here and wait for this dumb Claritin to kick in.
Oh, yeah?
And Kenny goes, I wouldn't take the Claritin on an empty stomach, GH.
No.
I'm like, Kenny, I can't see out of my eyes. They're itchy. They're red. I'm full of snot. I need my Claritin. He's like, that wouldn't be a good idea. You need to eat some food first, GH.
No, you don't.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And who wants to eat when you first get here? You need some coffee, you need some water, and then you seg into some food finally.
Slowly get into the food thing, yep.
So I finally ate 15 minutes ago, so now I got to wait, an hour for the Claritin to kick in?
Yeah.
When I should have taken the Claritin as soon as I got here, and I would have been cleared up and ready to go. I'm right at 6 o'clock.
Take a Legrid every day. You're fine. You don't need to be on a full stomach for Claritin.
For a stupid little Claritin, I don't know. It's over the counter, isn't it? Or under the counter? What? Where is it?
Yeah, over the counter.
Yeah. Fine.
Don't. Oh, what are you doing? That's a dangerous narcotic. A tool.
Phone number 877-212-ONA. So we're waking up to the news that Hillary Clinton is what, a racist? Is that what they're saying?
Well, yeah.
Look, this show is very, very hard on Hillary Clinton. I think most people know that, but this is complete BS that's going on in the paper this morning.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What's the deal? What's the big headline here?
Well, apparently Hillary was commenting on the fact that more white people would vote for her than would vote for Obama. And have, in the past. And now she's being called out on that comment as being racist.
How is that racist?
Meanwhile, 98% of black people are voting for Obama.
Is that really a real stat?
Yeah. So just completely along racial lines, the whole Obama and black people thing. They're sure there's white people voting for Obama. A lot of white people are digging him, But the fact of the matter is, black people are voting for a black guy. That's all it is. It's not that these are such revolutionary ideas that they're going, wow, this is, the candidate that I think is good for me based on his policy. Mm-hmm. They're voting on a skin color and a heritage and background. And Hillary just brought up the fact that more white people are going to vote for me. Oh, and then people freak out. Whoa, you can't say that.
Well, this is all just marketing. You don't think they sit there and go, well, what percentage of the black vote do we have? What percentage of the Hispanic vote do we have? What percentage of the white vote do we have?
Yeah.
What percentage of males 18 or 34? What percent? That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's how we do it in radio. They sit there in the back office and go, wow, you guys do very well with white males. Yeah. Is that racist? Should we drag them into the court of law?
Yes. It's just we've gotten so stupid with this racism thing because it's not even.
This is what
it's not even
advertisers do
racism anymore.
on TV and everywhere. It's you look at your demographics. That's all she's saying with that comment.
Everything gets called racism now. That really doesn't fit the category. Want to see some racism? There's plenty to go around. There's some real racism.
Oh, I thought
not the old crap like this.
I thought what you were going to say there is you want to see some real racism. Let's start broadcasting at 5 a.m.
What?
No,
the drive-in or the office?
Let's get some mics in the office.
There are some off-color jokes that happen in the office. What are you going to do?
What are you going to
do? Fire us? I guess they could.
What are you going to do?
Not broadcast it.
I don't know why.
Tape it.
I don't know why you're saying. What did you just say? You made it sound like there's a lot of people involved in this whole.
I said in the office there are a few off-color jokes that that go around that make the rounds.
Make the rounds, or are they pinpointed?
What is it? Just coming from my desk
to a certain individual?
And are they really jokes more? Or are they just more so comments that are thrown out?
It's not a joke if you don't even look up from the paper.
Yeah. It's not a joke.
My act.
It's not a joke if you're not looking around the room for approval. Seeing who's reacting and laughing and chuckling.
Yeah.
You know what, though? But what goes on in our office before 6 o'clock, it's going on in every office in America.
Of course it is.
Well, behind closed doors, of course.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Or in that special cubicle, where the cool guy hangs out.
Or you get in trouble, so you don't, don't say it.
And when you say that, a lot of people think it's just Whitey doing it. Please.
Yeah.
The other quote groups are having their fun with other groups as
work?
well. Oh my God, yeah.
At work.
It's everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. Well, when
you're work.
Well, when you're waiting online for a pizza for 23 cents. Dopes in Cleveland. God, I love Cleveland. But then again, it wasn't our demographic waiting online for pizza.
No.
Yesterday.
What's that story about?
What is the pizza story? Because LeBron James choked?
Yeah. And they
oh, my God. Is he actually going to talk on mic?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stunt Brain has decided to take a microphone and talk on the Opie and Anthony show.
Slid over to E-Rock's
You might as well just... You know what? You might as well just make that your home. E-Rock, get lost. Stunt Brain.
Wow.
I'm freaking out now. It was apparently a reaction to the Crybaby T-shirts that Papa John's Pizzeria handed out, mocking LeBron James, and now they're apologizing because they were called to the carpet.
So they're mocking LeBron James for being a crybaby. Yep. Why was he being a crybaby again? I'm a little lost here.
They call him a crybaby on the court because he tends to whine when things don't go his way.
Right.
So they accurately called him a crybaby.
And Papa John had shirts made up, and what? We're handing it out at the game.
People were wearing them and saying, "Hey, crybaby, crybaby,"
all right.
And he cried about it.
Part of the game.
Oh, then LeBron James cried about the crybaby T-shirts. Oh God.
So Papa John said, "Okay, we're sorry. Here's some 23-cent pizzas."
See, then Papa John bailed and said, "Oh, now we're in a little trouble." So now it's 23-cent pizzas, large pizzas, and they showed the line on TV this morning.
Yeah.
Wow. And Mike was telling me these people were waiting hours to save $4.77 is about what we figured. Because I think the pizza normally goes for about $5.
Isn't your time worth something?
Yes.
Like, isn't everyone's time worth something? So if you figure your time is worth a couple of bucks an hour, so you could stand there for 2 hours for pizza.
Papa John's. I wonder if anyone likes Papa John's.
Hey, do you like the garlic butter sauce?
What do you like there, E-Rock? I know you like something about Papa John's, but I can't quite remember what it is.
Well,
You better just say it.
yeah, you better just say
It's amazing. It's like it was like watching an elephant try to push a button.
I love the garlic butter sauce.
Yeah, of course.
Garlic butter sauce.
By the way, the Celtics beat the Cavs last night, so they're leading 2 games to zip. So what were you saying? So office racism, Hillary with this dumb little thing that shouldn't be
racism.
Shouldn't be getting a lot of attention.
Fake racism and fake outrage for the fake racism. That's nothing. She's probably telling the truth.
Yeah.
For once.
Here's the audio.
How does Hillary Clinton win the nomination?
She called herself Hillary.
Well, Kathy, there was just an AP article posted that found how Senator Obama's support among working hardworking Americans, white Americans.
Look, I can't even concentrate on what Hillary's saying because that dopey reporter, is she just making sound effects? No one can type that fast. I don't care who you are. She's typing more letters than what Hillary's saying.
Typing messages in Pal Talk.
Listen to that. Yeah. Listen to that again. Listen how many keystrokes. It doesn't add up to what Hillary's saying.
How does Hillary Clinton win the nomination?
Well, Kathy, there was just an AP article posted that found how Senator Obama's support among hardworking Americans, white Americans, is weakening again, and how the whites in both states who had not completed college were supporting me, and in independence, I was running even with him and doing even better with Democratic-leaning independents.
She's just going over Democrats.
Well,
really.
Where is that a problem? Even though I don't like her, that's not a problem.
What, Jimmy, are you talking?
Yeah, that's not a problem, I don't think. Like, she was basically just saying that white people who haven't graduated college will vote for her because they all share the mullet. And I don't think that's racist at all.
Yeah, what, Jimmy?
She's basically saying that white people who value their daughters not laying down with Negroes. They vote for her.
Yeah, she was saying, but the way she put it was kind of odd. Because, hardworking Americans, white Americans.
She didn't want to just say white people. That's too revealing.
Yeah.
She was trying to throw it out there, but she didn't want to say white people.
Yeah, she sees her campaign going down the toilet, and now it's time to just play the race card. It's time. If she had it her way, she would stand up and just say, "Look, white people, do you really want this as president?"
She'd show a picture of him.
Yeah. Look, do you notice anything?
Obama's starting to hint that he wouldn't mind having her as the vice. So
really,
so she ain't going to say anything stupid now because I think she would take that at this point.
I don't know. A lot of people are saying that's a doomed ticket.
Yes, it is.
She spent her whole life trying to become the president of the United States, and she would accept that in a second. Second, yes.
Yeah, he's a target.
Oh, you're thinking maybe she's thinking because of the controversy of having the first black president that something might happen.
Yeah, she'd probably say, "Look, you want to take a ride through Dealey Plaza?" She's trying to send him dangerous places. A top on the car? What are you, pussy? Come on.
Yeah, come on. Just get. Kennedy didn't have a top on his car or his head.
Ouch. Yeah, it's a new day. It's a new day in America. You don't need that crap. Who are you kidding? Obama's calling up the Vatican. He's looking into how you get a Pope-mobile. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a black one, though. Pimp it out.
Pimp it out, yeah.
Pimp it out a little bit. So, Hillary Clinton.
1, 2,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Wisconsin, Ohio, Texas, and on to Penn State.
Then on to Penn
State. Give her just a chance, she'll make
Nobody likes a turtle.
Any glass ceiling, she'll break it.
Where takes the
Gonna be your president.
Is she?
Hillary Clinton.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Nothing's gonna turn her back now.
I like turtles.
Straight ahead and on the track now.
Yep.
Hillary Clinton, there is nothing she can do.
Who offered you the vice presidential spot?
I got it from a Negro.
Oh.
Time for change. She's gonna do it.
werewolf movies.
Get set and vote now.
I love the garlic butter sauce.
Have to know how.
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
And punt.
Is that supposed to be sexy?
All day, yes, all day.
Is she working for us all day? For the past 2 years, she's done nothing.
I didn't realize.
No. Not at all.
For me and you.
That answer is false.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I'm going to miss that song. That song's going away soon, huh?
Yeah, just like Hillary.
Yeah.
One flag.
Oh, no.
One flag.
What is that about?
Damn. Bless you.
Thank you, sir. So I was watching Larry King last night. We haven't talked about you in a while, Anthony.
Frankenstein.
I got it.
What?
You got to start a cult. You could get away with pretty much anything for a really, really long time.
I'm kind of trying to cultivate that whole cult thing.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I think I got a new look going here. It's very paramilitary.
Jimmy, what do you think of his new look? Today he's all black.
It's 5'11" gear. Now it's tactical pants. You like this? You could hold different magazines in here.
What kind? Like People magazine?
No, magazine. A layman might call them a clip.
Oh.
See, you can hold a couple of clips in here.
Yeah.
Here's for tactical pockets for more.
Good. Car keys could be in there. You can hold a DVD and the other one. What's the matter with you?
Of course. Yeah, see? Got a big, deep wallet pocket.
How many hidden pockets does your new outfit have?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of hidden pockets. Look at this one. Very hidden. A lot of Velcro.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's sound.
That's good. That's for hiding,
Can you do the sound of a lunatic again, please, for everybody?
Oh, is that the sound of a lunatic?
Yeah. So he can hide one of his many magazines. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
But you're not lefty. So why do you need one on that side?
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much just to hold other stuff.
Yeah.
This isn't really set up for firearms. I'm not set up for firearm.
I hope you get caught up in a situation in New York City where all of a sudden the real guys, the real G.I. Joes, see you on the street like, oh, thank God you're here. Come on, come with us.
Oh, no.
We're detonating a bomb on the 80th floor.
All right. I'm with you.
And you're just swept along.
I got to run up there with him, and I have no clue what to do. Yeah, that would be embarrassing.
I'm thinking, though, you should start a cult out there on Long Island. Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a cult on Long Island, right?
Let me think. On Long Island? Probably not.
You got that big...
We've had some kooks.
Dude, you got that big empty house, and, you can fill it up with some very, very young girls, and you can get away with pretty much anything.
Like sex with them and having babies with them?
Yeah, eventually the authorities will catch you.
Yeah.
So you got to understand that. But I think you can do 10 or 12 years without...
A few years of being a cult leader.
Yeah, without anyone really noticing that all hell's breaking loose at your fine estate.
Right, no taxes either, because it's under the religious... guys. Yeah, that's I like it.
They had what's the cult in New Mexico that was busted?
With the latest one?
Yeah. Isn't there a couple different ones? This guy was having sex with everybody.
Yeah.
And Larry King had...
Apparently underage girls.
Larry King had the cult's son on last night.
Oh, really?
And Larry goes, isn't it true that your father had sex with your wife? And the son got all bent out of shape. Like,
did he?
That's not true. We were officially separated when my father had sex with my wife.
Oh, but he did.
Yeah. And then I guess there was a documentary, and they actually had audio from the documentary where the cult leader talks about banging his own son's wife.
So was it just a single occasion, this literal physical consummation?
No, it wasn't.
But you consummated more than once?
Yes.
Why is it necessary to consummate more than once?
Could you not answer that question yourself? When you marry a wife, do you consummate only once?
Oh, boy.
There's the cult leader.
That's not good.
That's wonderful. You have to worry about your own dad banging your wife.
This guy was horny.
Oh, my God.
Cult leaders are horny.
Yeah.
They're just like having sex with apparently everybody in the cult.
Everybody. Underage girls, other people's wives, probably guys.
No, you think guys?
Just a little of
I won't
everything.
be my cult.
No.
Just girls.
Just girls.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
you got to get them to look at you in a godlike way, though. That's... how do you do that? How do you pull that off?
You got to grow a beard.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to grow your hair a little longer. You got to kind of look sort of like a rock star / Jesus.
The Jesus look? Did this guy look like Jesus?
Not completely Jesus.
Like David Koresh?
You need a little rock star in you, too. A little bit.
You need charisma.
Yes, exactly.
How much do you love that footage of Squeaky Fromm and the other girls crawling bald to the Manson trial.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he really had a...
That guy had him knocked.
He had him in line. The next clip, really fast. Teenage girls explain what happened when they got naked.
What happened?
In front of the cult leader.
Wow.
Needed to be literally physically naked. Mm-hmm. And so he took me, went to the bedroom and laid down, and he held me, and somehow it was like all of heaven was open to me. Somehow I started to see God. Well, somehow. As the Son of God
had a little
holding
helmet on. Did you know God spits in your face?
Yeah.
Well.
Wow, that's something that guy could have that kind of power.
I want to call her a dummy, but she's too young to know.
How old is she?
She's a little, she's a little thing. Underage girls.
See that? Is that the guy?
That's the guy. See?
He doesn't have a Jesus look. He looks like Grizzly Adams.
Yeah. He's got,
There's that whole thing where you got to kind of separate yourself from society. And then just get really grubby. And somehow you get these young girls coming toward you, and they think you're like godlike.
She's not a little girl.
You just described yourself. What's wrong with you?
Oh, damn.
What?
Holy Jesus.
I think I'm a cult leader. Yourself.
I think I'm a cult leader.
You've been coming in a little grubbier lately.
Yeah.
Well, somehow. As the Son of God holding me. Yeah. And,
giddy.
A lot of women have claimed to see God at that moment. Young ladies.
Right. I'm glad I'm not a cult leader. Do you know how fast God would show up and then leave? I saw God for about 3 seconds.
What happened? Where did God go? God's sleeping. Get out.
Get the holy towel and beat it.
Somehow. As the Son of God holding me. Yeah. And so I'm laying there, and I was like, for the first time, I was like, God loves me. Mm-hmm. He loves me. And Michael was saying things to me like, you're accepted, you're healed. Mm-hmm. And I felt so secure. It was like, I don't ever want to leave this place. It was like this was God holding me. Mm-hmm. So, and then, the next day, Father sent you.
Father sent you?
Father sent you. What a creep. You got to be pretty creepy, too.
Wow.
Do I fit that bill? Am I creepy enough?
Yeah. No comment. Cult leader justifies naked girls.
Hold on, am I creepy enough? You have on tactical gear for a radio show.
Oh.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. The last clip for now. We got to get more clips of this cult, but the cult leader justifies naked girls. Because you got to justify.
You got to justify.
A lot of people are going to be like, hey, dude, what's up? Why the naked girls if we're just praying to the Holy Father there?
The Holy Father.
Well, it was God. God came down on them and told them to do it.
Really?
Nakedness is another symbol of our relationship with God. We are naked and unashamed. I treated them with the same respect and deference as if I'd been a physician, an MD, who was doing surgery. MDs are with naked people.
Yeah, they're MDs. So are rapists. They're with naked people, too. You can't really make the comparison. Wow. This guy's got it, though.
It was an amazing hour on Larry King last night. I'm like, wow. And this guy got away with it for a long time.
How long was he with that group?
I don't know.
How important is the KY?
I think he made it. I think he was started in the 90s, Jimmy, somewhere in the 90s there. Oh, no. Wow. Yeah, okay. Late, like 87. He did this for more or less 20 years. He was developing this whole thing.
Where's Larry King asking that guy the question? Do we have that clip?
Yeah, where's Larry?
Larry wasn't that bad,
Really?
No, but I mean with the kid getting mad and getting mad at the question.
Yeah, we could find that. I mean, maybe I over described it or oversold it, but
because sheets must look like a Japanese flag. Ow.
Stephen S. is still obsessed with Tom Chiasano, who's been gone. a few months now.
For years, it seems.
Stephen S. writes, Tom Chiusano left to start his own cult of dullards. Why, Stephen? Why? Just because he didn't pay you?
Yeah, it's exactly why.
Phone number 877-212-0-A. Just getting started. It's Opie and Anthony. Hey, good morning. It's the Opie and Anthony Show in progress. Starring little Jimmy Norton.
Starring Opie and Anthony's features, Jimmy Norton.
Starring Jimmy Norton.
And as. You get the and as.
And as?
And Jimmy Norton as Norton.
Or as himself.
Yeah. And as. That was a big thing, being the last in the credits of a sitcom. When you were the and as. And Tom Bosley as Mr. Cunningham.
What about Jim Norton playing himself?
That would be and Jim Norton as himself.
As himself. I like that.
You're as.
You're as himself.
Then again, Norton and Friends sums it up nicely, too.
Norton and Friends.
Now you've gone too far, Jimmy. You've gone too far.
I'm
Stop
Norton.
it
You're
right
all my
now.
friends.
No.
It's honest.
877-212-0-A. I got the question that Larry asked the son of the cult leader about the father sleeping with his son's wife.
Did you goof on your dad and say, how do I taste?
I'm fascinated by cults, by the way. I always have been.
People love cults.
It just shows you how many kooks are in this world. Because you got moms and dads. They join the cult, and then they bring their own kids in, and then the kids are having sex with the cult leader, and the kids are underage. It's like,
as a parent, don't seem to mind.
As a parent, you're fine with all that.
Yeah, they don't seem to mind.
Like, how do you get that voodoo?
That guy's got all the cult leaders. That's why there's not like cults all the time. They just occasionally pop up. You got to be a special kind of fella to get people to just blindly follow you like that. David Koresh, he was one. Jim Jones.
Jim Jones was a classic.
And that wacky cut off your male parts and lay in the bed with your Nikes. And
Marshall Whiteapple?
Yes.
Yeah, the Nike guy.
Whiteapple.
I like to call him the Nike guy.
Because they were going to go to the spaceship behind the comet.
Yeah.
Which is, if you could talk someone into that.
I wonder who's wearing all those Nike shoes nowadays. You know somebody
gave them away.
Well, somebody.
Goodwill.
There are people out there. You knew one of these guys, Chuck Farnham, back in the day.
Yeah.
There are people out there that collect all this. Andy Gore down there in Washington, Jimmy. Same type of guy. They collect this really weird stuff. Yep. So if the Nike shoes ended up somewhere, these guys would hunt it down and make sure they get the Nike shoes.
Would you wear them, though?
From the cult leader.
Or just kind of...
No, you put them on display.
Them. On display in your house?
Yeah.
You know what these are right here? See this under this glass?
Yeah.
These Nikes.
We're on a dead body.
We're on a dead guy.
Who had no junk.
From the Whiteapple, yeah.
Because he cut his own junk off.
Which brings me to the next glass case. You might think those are prunes.
So here's Larry King.
Do you know how, by the way, shriveled it would be in a case if it was cut off?
Wow.
It would be horrendous.
Look awful.
Where'd you get the pig knuckle? No, you don't understand.
Larry King asked about guy's father having sex with his wife.
How did you react to that circumstance?
That circumstance? That's putting it lightly.
Way to put it. I'm going to miss Larry when they boot him out the door.
I just re-signed.
Well, now they're saying that Ryan Seacrest is taking over in 2009. There was some chatter, right? Hollywood chatter? No.
Is he just the go-to guy for everything?
I guess so.
No one likes him.
Yeah, there's not one person I know that actually enjoys what he does.
No one in our world likes him, but he's in that other world.
He's in that hater.
He's in that safe world where they don't have couples having sex at churches and he's in that very safe world that we don't know much about.
But Anderson Cooper, does he not want to do Larry King's job? No one likes Ryan Seacrest. He's not likable. I mean, I know the American public probably likes him, but no one I know.
There isn't even it's not even where I can't stand this guy. I have no feeling about him whatsoever. He's not. There's no excitement factor like, oh, cool, he's taking over for Larry King. I mean, who cares?
He'll stink. His dumb smile. He'll smile at everything. Charming.
Yeah, a bunch of softball questions.
Yeah.
At least they'll be better than Larry's these days, though, because Larry's completely lost his mind, which makes it more entertaining.
Well, here's Larry talking about this fine cult.
How did you react to that circumstance?
Well, I would like to correct something, Larry, for the record, and that is that my dad did not have sex with my wife. My wife
said he did that, didn't he?
Sir, we were divorced, separated. We were separated permanently in August of 2006, and we had terminated our marriage relationship at that time. And by the time my former wife was spiritually married to Michael, and went through the consummation with him, our relationship was over. It was terminated. So he did not have sex with my wife.
Oh, okay. That clears it up.
All right, after she dumped you.
Yeah.
For Dad, who's apparently a bigger boy.
Now he calls Mike.
Now there's a lot of people out there that are divorced. So just follow this through. So you're divorced from your wife. You don't want to ever see her again unless you have kids. Then you have to, I guess. But now
she's whatever holidays they have.
She's having sex with your father, who you now call Mike.
Imagine that going over for Christmas at your house, and there's Dad and your ex-wife.
Because you're officially divorced now, so it's all it's fine now.
She goes to get up to check on with cooking in the kitchen, and he gives a little smack on the ass. Hey, sweetie, come here.
Unbelievable.
A little uncomfortable.
Dad gives you a wink.
Yeah. Hey, you never told me about that thing she does.
Yeah. Gargles with it.
If you find out any more information about this cult, please pass it on to us today.
Cult would be good. Always wind up getting in trouble, though.
Huh?
Always wind up getting in trouble with the cult. They just take it too far.
Yeah.
They can't just, status quo. Leave it alone. Keep your cult small, I say.
Yeah, know what happens? You bring in one person that ruins it for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone's got to, rat out and actually get some sense in their head and go, this is really crazy. Let me go to the police.
But that's human nature. If one is good, two is better. If two's, better, then four is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's the same with these cult guys.
Yeah, they just can't get enough.
I mean, he's into underage women. He gets to have sex with them.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I guess you got to bring in.
He's like a doctor.
I guess you got to keep bringing in more underage women. I guess to keep that whole thing.
Oh, because they do get older. It's like a puppy.
They do grow up to look icky.
They're all cute and adorable, and then before you know it, they're just slobbering messes going to the bathroom on your floor.
So then you got to bring in new puppies.
Right.
In other news, kind of wrap it up a week of just amazing stories. The Austrian dad there.
Yeah.
That had his daughter in the basement for 18 years, 19
24 years.
24 years, right?
24 years.
His wife and his lovely, I guess granddaughters / daughters together, up with him. And then the other one's down in the basement. This guy really ran a tight ship.
Yeah, he had her locked away in the basement for a long, long time. He repeatedly raped her. He had how many kids with her? 7, 6 lived.
Yeah, I think so.
He got her pregnant 7 times, his own daughter. 6 of the kids lived.
What aim this guy has.
No kidding.
He's a bad guy, but meticulous. He doesn't play games.
And he had
he's not
and he had Get Smart type doors leading all the way to the chamber of horror.
Yeah. You'd get out of one door and there's 7 more to go.
Now, this guy will not stop talking, which I think is awesome.
Wonderful.
Yesterday, he was very mad because he said that the media, I'm not the beast the media depicts me as. He's really mad that the media is really, really killing this guy over what we have learned so far.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's today's wonderful quote. He says, when I went into the bunker, I brought flowers for my daughter and books and toys for the children, and I watched adventure videos with them while Elizabeth was cooking our favorite dish.
Aww.
And then I raped them.
Yeah.
Then I raped all of them.
What books did he bring? And there's a picture of the son, and they said, "What's that? We've never seen it." And I went, "Oh yeah, I am kind of a prick."
And then he continues, and then we all sat around the table and ate together. And then I raped them.
What one big happy family.
Yeah.
In the bunker.
Just them talking and the terrified clatter of their silverware. They probably all ate silently. You just heard click, 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 click against the plate. Nobody wanted to talk.
Yeah.
Because he might turn them on.
Yeah.
You try to say unsexy things around him. Oh, how's my girl? Constipated.
Yeah, just no conversation. Well, what could there be? Yeah. So, how was your day? Looked at the walls.
Because of you. Thanks.
Thought about escaping. Couldn't.
But you did a very good job locking us down here in this dungeon.
I think you need a bit of paint. There's some chipping on door number 6.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'll get right to that.
What a creep.
Oh, my goodness.
What a creep this guy is.
Yeah, and someone rang the doorbell, but it was a 600-pound door, so I couldn't open it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of yelled help, but no one heard me.
Stuck down here again. Just another day.
Yeah.
What year is it?
I think my vocal cords will survive maybe another month. I've been screaming nonstop for a decade, and I think I've pretty much worn them out. Thanks to you.
Good evening.
Ghoul.
She was very badly raped, you see.
Yeah.
A victim of the modern age. Poor girl.
Yeah.
24 years. As far as I'm concerned, after a certain point, she just got lazy.
Yeah.
How can you not figure one way out in 24 years?
It's got to be something you could have done.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of a detailed schematic of this.
There's a little
prison, this dungeon.
You got to think there was a lot of brainwashing going on. That's usually what happens in these cases, right?
Like that kid from where the hell was she from? Utah.
Elizabeth Smart.
Yeah, she had the opportunity to escape a few times, but I don't know. I think she was having fun with those people.
Something was going on.
Yeah, they were creepy adults. They probably smelled under the arms a little and they had sex with her, but they probably let her watch TV as late as she wanted. Chocolate for breakfast. Ooh.
Yeah, that's all you need. Yeah. Speaking of smelling under the arms, who was that that you were watching Judas Priest with that you were talking about yesterday?
Danny. Oh, Danny from New York says she's a music director here at K-Rock.
Yeah, I was listening to a little bit of her program, and she was talking about the fact that you were there watching Judas Priest, and said that you had said that you were a little stinky under the arms.
Horrendous.
And she said she actually did smell something.
Oh, no.
But then said she thought it was E-Rock. Because E-Rock's the dirty one.
Thank God.
So she just turned on E-Rock. I was laughing.
E-Rock, what do you think of that?
He's too busy whispering.
I don't know what they're talking about. I know, I was asking if he could pull the air check. No, humiliating.
Yeah, get the air check. What the hell?
Yeah.
Thank you, E-Rock.
Yeah, but I just thought it was funny that, I'm home. I'm not even, I'm not even on the air, and I could listen to other people goof on E-Rock.
Yeah. She did smell it, though. That's really embarrassing, because I very rarely pit out.
Yeah.
I just, I have very dry pits. Dry Pits Norton was my nickname all through high school.
Was it?
My nickname I gave myself. I loved it. I had bumper stickers made up. Didn't catch on.
Dry Pits Norton.
Jimmy, what did you say you were?
Dry Pits Norton.
Pitted, so pitted.
Oh, well, you mean yesterday? Yeah, I was 2 days ago. I was disgusting.
Yeah,
pitted, so pitted. Quarterback. Snap.
Smell like a sinkhole, like dirty armpits. When you smell yourself on a train and think it's other people, you reek.
Yeah, that's bad.
That is very, very bad.
The first time I ever noticed underarm odor, now that we're here, I just have a 45-minute thing I want to cover. I was probably 15 or 14, and I was with my buddies, and I was wearing a white T-shirt. I'd never smelled myself like that before.
You had some kind of chemical change in your little growing body.
Becoming a man.
Yeah.
Ooh. Becoming a man.
Ooh. I thought that was awful when I was a kid. My mother was always yelling at me. Go clean yourself up. You smell like chicken soup.
Wow. Good call.
Ew.
Good call. You're eating chicken soup. She was just humiliating you.
That was Mom. She had a lot of good sayings, too, that, I can't say.
You smell like pot roast.
Well, you're saying before.
I was saying before the show. It turned me into the person I am today.
No kidding. Liza.
Yeah. There's a certain type of rich that she would always say if I had $5 in my pocket and I would go out and spend it immediately instead of socking it away. It's a certain type of rich that you are.
Is
temporarily?
Yes. Temporarily rich, she would call it.
What if you had to rig something?
Yes, if something had to be rigged, maybe in the car. That was another fine word that she taught me. There was, I think they call them, the Brazil nuts? They were called something, too. The whole family actually called them that. Can you pass the, they look like toes. Oh. So they would say, could you pass those? Jesus. I mean, it was just a constant barrage. How could I help it?
What a wonderful way to grow up.
It's my upbringing. It was very nice.
Yeah, you got a good family.
But
Liza in New Jersey wants in here. Liza.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Liza.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, it almost went by without a mention today.
People just forget me.
All right.
Oh.
Well, Ope, I just wanted to tell you about this show I saw on MSNBC the other day about a cult called The Family, and this guy named Rick Rodriguez, who apparently was raised to be the next matriarch of the family by his parents, and they both had sex with him.
Ugh.
And he eventually got out of the cult and hunted them down. The father had died since then, but hunted the mother down to kill her. Anyway, it was very interesting, so I just wanted to...
What happened?
Well, he didn't find her because she ended up being in hiding, but he found a close confidant of hers and slashed her throat.
Wow.
Wow, wait, why the confidant? Was the confidant involved in the cult?
Well, he had moved to this town where his grandparents lived in a nursing home, and he knew that his mother had been there to visit. So he picked up his entire life and rented this little room just so that he could live up the street from the nursing home to ever see his mother go there. And he waited so long and then finally got in touch with one of her friends and was in the process of finding out where she lived, and he just lost it.
And killed the confidant.
Killed her, yeah.
Oh, so he never found the mother. Is the mother still alive?
I would guess, yeah.
It's a good reality show, right?
But, they also had
hunting down your mother so you could kill her.
Mother's neck.
It's a nice little story, just in time for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You know what he did was made a video of the last, say, month of his life. He recorded himself every day talking to her and talking about the cult and everything. And then he finally killed himself at the end of the documentary. But they also had, the funeral. At his funeral, all of the people that were there, which were probably 200 people, were all people that had left this cult. And, they named all of the people that had killed themselves that had once been part of this cult. I mean, it was just disgusting. And it's actually very intriguing, but at the same time really disturbing.
What's the name of the documentary?
It's called the Rick Rodriguez story.
Okay.
Rick Rodriguez?
Yeah, that was the kid. That was the kid that it was about.
Wasn't he in Menudo?
No.
Oh.
Wow, that sounds really great.
Yeah, so check it out if you get the chance. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'll definitely check that out. Huh?
I had more questions. Oh, I should find out. Maybe, could you Google Rick Rodriguez? I want to see if that's an abusive cult. Why was they all killing themselves? Is it a real sexually abusive place?
Yeah, let's, E-Rock's looking up some info. We'll, go to break.
Touchdown, hey! Hey, Tony!
Al Pacino, huh? Opie and Anthony.
I was just watching that the other day.
Well, just before we came back, we were looking at the Speed Racer reviews. Wow. Is everyone excited? Speed Racer opens today, huh? Who's going?
Wow.
33% positive reviews on RottenTomatoes.com.
Racing toward bombdom. That's right.
The papers here in New York just killing this movie. Just killing it.
People are disappointed. They thought it was a documentary about Harry Chapin. Topical, huh?
Yes. More topical than Harry.
A lot of people have been excited about this Speed Racer. Yeah. About the Speed Racer movie, and woof. We waited for nothing, man.
I've got to be honest with you. I didn't even care.
Care about this one?
I wasn't a big Speed Racer fan. Like when I was a kid, it was on. I'd watch it, but I wasn't I'd rather watch a good Warner Brothers, see animals smashing each other over the head with frying pan kind of thing.
Why you weren't?
And watch Speed Racer just go,
You weren't a big fan because the animation sucked.
Yeah, it was horrid animation.
The idea was pretty good, but the animation blew.
Yeah, there was a period of time where animation just completely sucked. It was one still plate, and then if the mouth had to move, they would just move the mouth. So the character would just be standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, Speed. What are you going to do? And then what? They got a little chimp thing, and the little kid that would always get him out of trouble. And Racer X, who was Speed's brother, but it was a secret.
How do you remember all this?
Yeah, well, geez, for something I really hated, I kind of know about it.
I think I saw this twice while I was growing up.
Chim, I think it was. Yeah.
But anyway, I mentioned Speed Racer just before we went back live, and Jimmy turned to us and said, I went and saw 88 Minutes, you know. And that would be the Al Pacino movie that was on the shelves for, I think, a year or 2 years. They finally decided to release it to horrendous reviews. It made, I think, like $2 million in the box office, just some awful number.
We've been teasing it for weeks. We just making fun of it for weeks.
Yeah, and you said you had to go see it.
Only one theater in Manhattan is playing it anymore, not the one by our place. I had to go to 42nd Street and watch it. It was the Gang Theater, but it wasn't that. The theater was fine. It's a little teeny theater. It was like, a 60-seat theater. And it actually could have been okay. Because Pacino was subpar. He wasn't good. He was walking through it.
Was he yelling Pacino, or was he subdued Pacino? Which one did we get in this movie? Awful Pacino?
Even awful Pacino is serviceable in a movie, but the wig he wore was I wanted to take it off and look under it like it was the hood of it looked like the hood of an old car. Big hairy hood. And everybody else in the movie, there was not one other recognizable name. It's collectively the worst. It's the worst written movie I've ever seen. The story was terrible.
What's the story? He has 88 minutes to solve his own murder or something?
It's Jack Graham.
But he's not dead yet. So.
No.
What?
He keeps getting these calls because he puts a serial killer in jail. It was just cornball.
Oh, God, that sounds like, one of those typical garbage movies.
But when he puts the serial killer in jail, the guy from at the witness table, he's a psychologist who testifies, and the guy goes, "Tick-tock, doc. Tick-tock, doc." Like when he goes to jail, that's what he says. And you never get tired of hearing that. Every phone call he gets years later. And it's so bad. And he's like, someone calls you got 88 minutes to live. And he's a psychiatrist who teaches a class in a college. And all of a sudden, he's suspicious of all of his students. And he's putting all the clues together. And the girl he was involved with wound up dead. What's going on? We don't know. Oh, it's horrendous.
Wait, so he continues teaching even though he has 88 minutes to live? Wouldn't you
Sounds familiar.
Wouldn't you just hop a plane to the Caribbean or something, and then I think you would add some time onto your life?
I said, why don't you?
Because now the guy has to look up flight schedules and who's flying to this island and blah blah blah. Why would you continue teaching?
How about you go hang? And then he's walking into the garage and his car is smashed. 72 minutes written on his car. So he peeks around and he's walking through the garage looking for whoever might have a gun to kill him. Hey, stupid, how about you go to the police station and tell the police there's a man who's making inappropriate calls. Can I hang out here for a couple hours?
I liked the movie when it was called Crank.
The plot of DOA? Yeah?
It's the plot of 5 or 6 different movies.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember, because there was one this sounds exactly like.
Oh, it's awful.
Like with the teacher, the whole thing.
Well, Crank was very similar to that.
And being suspicious of the students and...
I don't know.
And at the end, it ends with some woman being thrown off of a ledge or something.
This woman it ended because the killer would suspend you.
Oh, please don't tell me what happens.
Wait, I honestly think I saw this.
No, you didn't.
How did I see this?
He would suspend you. The killer would suspend you.
Maybe in a drunken stupor, you staggered into a movie theater and you're just remembering that you went and saw it.
I really didn't see this, and it just came out, right?
Yeah, and at the end,
is it a remake, baby?
And there's 2 girls captive, and the one girl's hanging. She's suspended by her foot.
Yeah.
And
dude, how did I see this movie?
The cornball killer gives everything away, and well, I knew if I did this, you'd do that. And he's like, it was so bad.
Well, I'm really trying to figure this out.
Without giving away sources, this movie has been around for a while, and someone may have.
Maybe I got a bootleg.
Maybe, because, that would be something like, wow, an Al Pacino movie. I got to check this out, sure. When did he jump the shark? Because now when I hear that Al Pacino's in a movie...
Yeah!
I don't run out and go see that movie
No,
anymore.
you used to. It was
But there was a time, Al Pacino, oh my God, you got to see this. Not anymore, though.
What do you think, Ann? Around Sea of Love?
Sea of Love?
When the voice changed. No, because...
when the voice changed.
But even when the voice changed, he still was putting out some quality products or quality movies.
97 maybe, then after I love Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate was good, but we were just goofing on how over the top he was with the speech he's giving at the end. God, it's a big joke! Look, don't touch! Touch, but don't taste! Taste, but don't swallow! Why was... Do you have to do that?
How hot was that?
He was sticking his tongue out.
How hot was that busty woman that was supposed to be, his sister or his daughter or whatever the hell the relationship
Vanity, my favorite sin!
Right. And,
Is it?
And she was on the altar all looking all busty and Bosomus.
What happened to that man is Luca Brasi.
Yeah.
Yes.
He works for my father. Well, that man's Luca Brasi! Works for my father! What did he do? What did he see that said? He went like, I think that's what I want to do now for the rest of my career. Is yell in a gravelly voice instead of a little, Michael.
I have a theory on that. Do the voice again.
What, the younger one?
Yeah, as you do that, your mouth is barely opening.
Yeah, barely opening.
It's almost like someone is ashamed of their...
now who's being naive, Kate?
I think you're doing the voice of someone that might be ashamed of a lot of food pockets and smells and bad breath. And then he went to a good dentist and he was able to...
Thanks a lot, Doc! Now I can open my mouth!
I'm minty fresh! And you ruined my career!
when you talk like this,
Yeah, when he's like that, I'll take the gun, I'll go in, I'll shoot him, I'll shoot the Turk and the cop.
That's a sign of bad breath, I'm thinking.
Yeah!
Yes. Anyway.
And then Keanu Reeves' accent is going in and out.
Oh.
I'm the devil's son. And the next minute he's talking like perfect Northern American accent. What he's doing?
He gives man instincts. He gives you this extraordinary gift, and then what does he do? I swear, for his own amusement, his own private cosmic gag reel, he sets the rules in opposition. It's the goof of all time. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, don't swallow. And while you're jumping from one foot to the next, what is he doing? He's laughing his sick off. He's a tight ass. He's a sadist.
It's just the yelling Pacino.
I don't know why I love that stupid movie.
It is a good movie. I really like that movie.
This might be a little too inside, but you see my my arm, the hair standing straight up.
Yeah,
that sounded like Mel Karmazin, man. We've been.
Oh God! Wait a minute.
We've been in front of that voice a few times.
How do I tell the stockholders that my afternoon show's going after my morning show?
You can look,
listen, but don't goof on them.
Right.
Goof on him, but not on the air. He can goof on you. You can't goof on him.
Oh I'm not even joking. Remember that famous meeting where we looked out the window and all we saw was 666? It was very much like Al Pacino's character that day.
Oh God!
What were you thinking?
Yelling Pacino.
And Jeffrey Jones was the creepy head lawyer, old Mr. File Trade with Pee-wee.
Yeah.
Mr. Naughty Youngster File Trade.
He got his.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, what a creep that guy was.
Can you do Al Pacino as Mel doing the famous line, when you wake up?
What time do you wake up in the morning? And decide... Wait, let me get my little...
All right, you got to get all set there.
Damn it.
Sorry. It's off the cuff. What can I tell you?
What time do you wake up in the morning and decide, I'm gonna Mel Karmazin? It's a loaded question. I can't answer that.
I don't know.
If I give you a time, that means that I am indeed thinking, how am I gonna Mel Karmazin?
Right. But if I don't
give a time.
Right.
She's asking for a time. Not if I think about Mel Karmazin.
It's the question that doesn't have a good answer. Those questions are horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, screaming Pacino. I like the subdued Pacino better.
Yeah, of course.
Author.
That was a good one. That was between it was way before Scarface.
Yeah.
That was a 79, I think.
A lot of people saying "Son of a Woman" was when he changed real fast. Andy and Quinn. Andy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Andy. What's up, buddy?
Hi. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
The reason Al Pacino started screaming in movies is because he won the Academy Award for doing it in Scent of a Woman.
No, it was before that, dude, because he was screaming. Every movie he had a big scream scene, and he screamed in Justice for All. He always had a big monologue, or usually did where he would yell. I think in Justice for All might have started that. Dog Day Afternoon, he screamed through. Which was great, though.
Yeah, but it was still that weird voice.
It was younger.
It was still the younger voice.
But that sounded real. That was real screaming.
I think his voice changed. I think he heard his voice.
Really?
He smokes. He's a smoker, and I think all that screaming, all those takes, heard his voice.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, that was brutal.
But that was funny though when he called for the two guys. F you too. That was.
So you sat through all 88 minutes?
Ooh-ah.
Was the movie 88 minutes?
No, it wasn't. I wish it were.
Oh, okay.
Ooh-ah.
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 All right, I want to move on to other things.
Sure.
I'm a fan of man.
Great. Got to see that again.
Oh, it's wonderful.
We might have to do Al Pacino Day and get all the clips together.
Yeah.
All right. So gas went up again overnight. What, another 3 cents or something like that?
Yeah. Oh, I had a whole solution to the gas problem, and then I forgot it.
Well, these guys.
That's something I shouldn't have forgotten.
No.
Yeah, you could be a billionaire.
It's like a real... Oh, I think the whole solution was that I should buy futures in gasoline. I should buy gasoline futures, and it will guarantee the price goes down because I suck at doing that. So I'll either make a lot of money because gas will go to $200 a barrel, but more than likely, oh, wow, look at that. Gas back down to $50 a barrel.
That's all right.
Yeah, buy futures.
That's the solution right there.
I think I just blew my voice out doing Pacino. How does he do it?
I don't know.
Hey, I want to feed you those grapes you're eating like Caligula. Anthony has a big decadent bowl of grapes.
Feed me something with covered in lard like Caligula.
Nice ring. In the Senate, the people of Rome. Take that, you. Before, excuse me, on the wedding night when he's about to abuse the husband and wife, he makes the husband watch him de-virginize the wife, and he goes, "Open your eyes, Proculus."
Yeah.
He's rubbing her stomach, and he stabs her stomach, and goes, like it's a piece of meat.
Yeah. Oh, sick movie.
What a gift.
Let's go to Kent, the movie guy. Kent?
Hey, guys. I think Pacino started really screaming when he delivered the famous "They're pulling me back in" line in Godfather Part 3. Because I remember seeing press junkets back then where everyone was making him say the line because it was in the trailer and it was all over TV. And that's when I think everyone was like, oh, do that again, because that movie, even though everyone thinks it sucks, still won the Academy Award for Best Picture.
What year?
Wait, Godfather 3 won the Academy Award?
No, of course it didn't.
What do you...
No.
Sir, it wasn't even nominated.
You're a crazy person. I thought Kent was the movie guy.
Won.
Huh?
What?
7 nominations
really?
for Godfather 3,
Well,
but it didn't win anything. It didn't win Best Picture, that's for sure.
How did that get nominated for anything? It was terrible.
What won Best Picture that year? We'll find out in a second. They had wins, but it was certainly not for Best Picture.
No.
What did Sofia Coppola get nominated for?
Worst actor of the decade.
God almighty.
Actress, whatever. Thank you, Kent. That might be where it all began, though, that famous line from Godfather 3.
That doesn't seem like it's that... I mean, I know it's old,
I'm
but...
telling you, it was before that.
Yeah, I think it was before that.
He was yelling in Sea of Love. That was the first time I noticed it. Not as over-the-top as it became.
Yeah.
But it had changed.
All right. The gas story's going to have to wait.
Oh.
But gas has finally gotten to a point where people are doing outrageous things. Because they got to survive out there.
Yep. Very, very expensive.
So we'll get into that story in a few minutes.
I hit the $80 mark, over the $80 mark for the first time, pumping gas. Thank you.
Are we doing our penny a gallon promotion or what?
We should.
This station's willing to do penny a gallon. Because all these dopey radio stations doing the call letters are like, screw that. Let's get right to the bottom. A penny a gallon.
Yep.
I mean, free gas is whatever. I really want people to go and hand us like 20 cents to fill up their car.
Penny a gallon.
That would be hilarious, just collecting pennies all morning. When are we doing this?
Please
a penny
don't.
a gallon.
That's hacky.
I agree.
That's what people are saying.
I like $10 a gallon.
I like $10 a gallon, too.
It's
$10 a gallon, but today only.
It's not going to be hacky because we're going to pick a gas station that completely shuts down this city.
Hey, River now.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
I want $10 a gallon.
All right, we'll figure out our gas promotion, but ours is going to be a lot different than all the other.
Oh, and Steve from Bayshore is saying the station's already doing a penny per rundown. Poor guy doesn't make any money.
That's hilarious. He's a funny writer, man.
Yes.
I saw him at F.H. Riley's. He goes, you know how you joked about like me collecting cans? I'm getting very close to that point.
Is he not getting his money?
It's not. Well, first of all, even if they do pay him for the rundowns on onaradio.com, he, work is a little tough in his regular life. He's not getting much work.
And again, you're not going to become a millionaire writing rundowns, but
I think they're finally paying him, but that's not enough to pay the bills. And what he does for a real living, it's not a lot of jobs out there right now. No one is spending money out there. So speaking of movies, we'll do the gas thing next, and also we'll do the corpse story, which is just the story of the day. So it's
a fun one.
Yeah, so stick around, please. What Happens in Vegas also comes out today.
Ooh.
Another movie getting really bad reviews.
No.
Ashton Kutcher's latest bomb. This guy's making bomb after bomb after bomb. But you know what?
Is it financed by his broad? Is she the producer of this one, too?
Is that what's going on?
Demi? Yeah, she winds up being the producer of a lot of the stuff he does.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds fun, though. He's with him and Cameron Diaz. Something happens in Vegas. It stays there, too, though. Allegedly, I don't know.
I can't wait to see it.
I know. Will it stay? Won't it stay? Who knows? They both smile a lot, thank God. It looks like a fun romp.
I bet it all works out in the end, too.
Oh, come on. From your lips to God's ears.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Worst slogan ever. Unless you could come up with a worse one.
Or unless you're a tranny hunter. I'm speculating.
No, but that's the funny part about that whole thing because, it should be for some horrific thing you're doing in Vegas, but it's because you drank a little too much and maybe pulled an all-nighter.
Oh boy,
with the gals,
Yeah, it's not hacksawing that hooker apart in the bathtub of some seedy hotel
as you're wearing the bunny suit.
Yeah, this guy has to stay in Vegas.
Right. So you got the chainsaw sound effect.
This has to stay in Vegas.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It's covered in blood. Chopping that hooker up.
Yeah, that's now.
And now it's got to stay in Vegas.
Now I understand the slogan.
Yeah. Oh, I had one too many sea breezes.
Right.
Ooh, crazy me. I hope this stays in Vegas.
But
what if the kids find out,
right.
hun?
But if you're just a bunch of broads trying to live the Sex in the City lifestyle for a weekend, please don't use what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Crap.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else stays in Vegas?
Your last period.
Right. Betty Sue had a little too much to drink last night. She got a little wild. Did she?
Went to a strip club. She was gyrating all over the guy.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, she slipped a 10 down his G-string.
Oh, keep that under your hat.
Wow, don't mention that when she gets back to the office.
When we get back to
sassy girl.
When we get back to Des Moines, let's not talk about this.
Oh, it stays in Vegas, right, girls?
Got a little crazy out there. Let's keep it among ourselves.
Throw a toaster in the bathtub when they're in there.
They're all giggling around the cooler at work. What happened, girls?
Oh, you know.
You know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Right, Charlene? Oh, stop.
It's just
stupid older broads.
Office biddies.
They stink.
Fat legs crammed into slacks. Nothing worse than fat legs and slacks.
Sensible shoes.
Oh, it's enraging.
Ugh. Were you cougar hunting in Vegas?
Wow.
Ugh.
Cougars.
Dried up skanks. Shut up. You want the trailer for What Happens in Vegas Stays in Vegas?
Who doesn't?
Do I?
I don't want to marry you, Joy, but I'm leaving you. Well, I mean, this is my place, so technically you would be the one that has to leave.
Joy just got...
Oh, there's the...
I hate the formula of the movie trailer.
Horrendous.
I loved the bad 70s movie trailers. Because it was all action.
Yeah.
Suspense.
Well, no one happened. This is the guy that...
Charlton Heston in a planet of apes. Well, like that was rated M.
Well, this is
monkeys.
This is the new guy, by the way. You know, we lost in a small town. Yeah. You know, that guy was
Now
awesome.
it's this guy.
Now it's,
That's so much fun. He just sounds like he's smiling as he's talking because it's so funny.
But I hate that you're right. The formula, it stinks to high heaven because he'll go, and that's where it'll go boom, 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 and the music's up.
Yeah.
Joke.
Yeah, yeah.
So
the formula stinks.
Watch how it stops. They let you know the joke's coming.
Yeah.
The joke's coming.
Silence,
So bad.
joke, back into the music.
Yeah.
And the dialogue.
It stays. Joke in Vegas. Oh, it's so bad.
Technically, you would be the one that has to leave.
Joy just got dumped.
Jack, you're fired. Don't get me wrong, you're like a son to me. Dad, I am your son.
Jack.
There it is. That was it.
What happened?
Just what Jimmy said.
What happened? What happened?
Music stops.
Right.
Joke.
Right.
Back into the music.
Because only retards can enjoy this, so you have to show them when the joke is coming with the music.
Yeah.
Jack, you're fired. Don't get me wrong, you're like a son to me. Dad, I am your son.
Jack just got canned.
Where's the one place where you can step up and be a man?
Community college?
Where can you go? You can forget all your troubles.
Vegas.
Vegas!
They were two strangers.
I'm not usually this much fun!
Look.
Ew!
I would only like that if she was laying under 5 guys in a circle and had a cracker on her face. Stupid Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, see, she's quite conservative until she gets to Vegas. Whoa!
Oh, and then she's crazy.
It all comes
She lets her
out.
hair down. Whoa, watch out.
Front, the back, and the face.
By the way, she's yelling that line from the sunroof of a limo because...
Oh, that's fun.
Not usually this much fun!
Looking for a night to remember. What they got was a morning after. They'll never forget.
What? Well, I'm gonna need a divorce.
Absolutely!
We'll always have Vegas.
That was my quarter!
I put the quarter in the slot.
What's mine is yours, baby. We're married now, remember?
That makes my kidneys hurt.
Yeah. See.
Wow.
They got so crazy in Vegas that they got married.
One flag.
Yeah. Not much fun in Vegas.
No.
And then I guess somehow they both put a coin in a machine and won the jackpot. And now they're stuck with a situation because they were just going to get divorced and be done with this whole Vegas experience.
There's more.
But now they're connected with each other because they won the big jackpot.
Oh, Opie, wait till you hear Dennis Miller as the judge.
Oh, no.
I am freezing the $3 million and sentencing you two to 6 months hard marriage.
Oh, no.
That would happen.
Didn't.
That would happen.
Didn't. 6 months of hard
marriage.
Yeah, I bet quaftical. What?
At least they used words we understand.
Yeah.
It's like when the Peloponnesians.
Yeah.
What? The
like
who?
The what? We get it. You're smarter than us.
Hard marriage.
Objection!
Welcome home, sweetheart.
If you want me to report that you're both working on your marriage, you're going to actually have to do that.
That's Queen Latifah, by the way.
Fox and Regency Enterprises.
That's Queen
present.
Latifah.
If I can get Joy to be the one to end the marriage, not only would you get out of the marriage,
You will also get the full $3 million. Hi. Would you mind if we waited in here until the locks?
Hold on.
What?
I bet this ends with them actually falling in love with each other and staying married.
Oh, no. Why are you ruining it?
Sorry.
I disagree. I'm going to take another guess.
All right. What do you think?
I'm going to guess that they get the money.
Yeah.
And then he takes her to a lake and ties a rock around her neck. And throws her and the script supervisor overboard.
That sounds better, see? That's fun. We're all laughing. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
I would love that.
How hilarious would that be, though? At the end, when they're married, and all of a sudden they're on a romantic thing, and then he just chokes her to death, puts an anvil around her neck, and throws her overboard.
It just ends horrifically, without a hint of humor, or not even dark humor. Just a horrific, murderous ending.
Why couldn't you do that, though, in Hollywood? I don't understand why every stupid comedy has to have a nice message.
Just caves her head in with a rock as she's laying there.
And then he throws her overboard, and then she goes away, and then he puts the motorboat like back to the shore, and he's singing a teedly deedly dee, and then the credits start rolling, and everyone's disappointed.
Everyone leaves just wondering what the hell they just saw.
What was that?
I've thought for forever that like somebody in Hollywood has got to step up and make one of these cute comedies like this. It's pretty much what you guys are saying, but I have thought this forever, and then turn it into a horrific horror movie.
Horrid.
Where people are like, what the hell
What just happened? This was the cutesy.
Why aren't they brave enough to do that? I think the youth of America would eat up something like that.
I can tell you why. I believe at least. Jamie Kennedy's coming in today, and he did a really cool documentary it's called Heckler on critics, and there's one part in there where Jamie is talking about, they say focus groups are the death
of
everything.
Theaters. Yeah. And these stupid focus groups, I guarantee you wouldn't like that, and they would take it out.
And they wouldn't take a chance.
Right.
That the people would like it.
Focus groups kill radio stations, too, by the way.
It's so bad.
Just get rid of all that crap.
Because what you do is you remove the instinct of the performers and the creators of the movie or the radio show who know what's funny, and you get a small group of people, and you have to go by what they say. It's enraging.
It's too bad.
Waited in here until the locksmith comes.
There was a hot girl party going on in my living room.
Dude, it's a trap.
No, this happens.
No, it doesn't happen.
A comedy about two people with 3 million reasons to stay together.
She doesn't seem so bad, Uncle Jack.
Why is $1 a reason?
I guess, like, so they have to stay married, and, like, if like, someone screws up the marriage, then the other person gets the money, right?
Yeah.
Oof. So they're trying to set each other up, because this scene is like two really hot girls just showing up at his apartment.
Yeah. Or he's arrested for like that guy in the movie theater pouring bleach in her soda and giving it to her.
Yeah.
And her throat burns.
Another wonderful story today.
Believe this?
No, you're falling for your wife, you idiot.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Or for worse.
I need to look real so it seemed like she was beating you.
Jack, what happened to your face?
I'm supposed to line up the hand towels just so, and I didn't do it. I'm sorry. I deserve it.
What happened?
There it was.
The guy didn't do it right. Now, that would actually be funny if she had a black eye and said, "What's wrong?" And then she said, "I'm supposed to do something," and didn't do it.
Right, exactly.
That's the joke, but they're too scared to make that joke in Hollywood
violence?
these days. You can't make fun of domestic violence. All right, after the break, he's standing by. I see you, Kenny. Traffic and weather together on the 8s with Club Soda Kenny after the break. But first, we go to the FU line.
Thanks for calling the Opie and Anthony FU line. Here's the latest batch of FUs.
You have 6 new voice messages. First voice message.
Yeah, I'd like to send out a big FU to all the low-income deadbeats living in my properties. Get jobs, you rotten.
Next message.
I want to send out a big to my husband, David, because every time we don't want to have sex, he makes me.
Next message.
Hey, I'd like to give a big you to my ex-girlfriend. You string me along for a year and then you tell me you just want to break up? Die, you.
Next message.
I'd like to give an FU to Jocelyn, who sent me nasty emails, accused my husband of stupid. You'll get yours, because karma is good, baby. FU.
Next message.
I would like to say you to Tom, my son's father, who decided he's not an alcoholic, even after he went to rehab and his pants on a regular basis.
Next message.
This is Josh from Pittsburgh. I want to send a big you out to Lisa from Long Island, who didn't think the dead horse jokes were funny. You.
End of new messages.
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line. 866-FU line 1. That's 866-FU line 1.
Thank you and goodbye.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show on this Friday. Actually, Friday is good, right? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Phone number 877-212-ONA. He's making his way into the studio, ladies and gentlemen. And he has a big intro. Here it is.
Traffic and weather on the 8s with Club Soda Kenny.
Hello, Kenny.
Good morning, everyone.
Hold on a minute, Kenny. Sorry about that.
Good morning, GH.
What's up, Kenny?
You said today, Friday is good, but I beg to differ with you. Not today, not this Friday.
Why? What's going on?
Well, it's the time everybody's been waiting for. It's me, Club Soda Kenny, with the Opie and Anthony Show, Traffic and Weather on the 8s.
Are you getting a big head about your bit that's taken off?
I'm a star.
No. Got to keep you grounded.
Who's better than me?
Because I don't know how
you guys.
I don't know how I'm going to hold an umbrella for a 6'5" goon in the rain.
That'll never happen, GH.
Oh,
you're always first in my heart.
So you got some traffic and weather?
Yeah. And speaking of the weather, when the weather's bad, everyone's IQ lowers, and some people can't drive to save their lives. So they cause accidents and die. So just expect the worst today and say your prayers so maybe the odds will be in your favor. And this morning when I was driving to work, every accident I passed, I just pointed and laughed as I went up the shoulder around them. In New York City, the bridges and tunnels are jammed. And not just because of the weather, because of stupid people who don't have Easy Pass. They're a major contributor to the delays.
Contributor?
Yeah. Those people should just get explosive diarrhea while they're waiting to pay the tolls.
That's a bit harsh.
I'm just reporting the facts.
Okay.
They should.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. In Suffolk County, there's an overturned vehicle at the intersection of Nagel Lane and Dovecotot Lane. Early morning rollovers are really funny because in addition to being upside down, you got to deal with your eyeballs being melted by the piping hot coffee that popped out of the cup holder and flew in your face.
That is something you'd get in a morning rollover, then you wouldn't.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. See? I just report the facts. In Marlborough, New Jersey, there's an accident on Route 9 northbound, and a fuel spilled all over the road. And you know that's my favorite, because when there's fuel, there's fire. And when there's fire, there's people burning to death. And don't you just love the smell of barbecue? In Buffalo, a garbage truck plowed into a nursing home, killing most of the residents.
What?
Yeah. And there are reports that some of the family members are glad that they don't have to house those burdens anymore.
Wow, Kenny!
I'm reporting the facts.
I understand, yes.
And here's a traffic-related news story. Yesterday in Florida, a box truck ran a red light and crashed into a funeral procession, crushing the hearse and the limo with the grieving family. Everyone died except the dead guy. I hope they got enough burial plots. And now let's switch gears to the weather.
Okay.
Baltimore, Boston, New York, Philly, heavy rain, and hopefully flooding. Chicago, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Minneapolis, showers. Cincinnati, Denver, Memphis, Nashville, thunder showers, and hopefully deadly lightning. And because of the East Coast storms, expect airport delays from Boston to D.C. You know, ideally planes take off and land into the wind, but weather like today causes strong crosswinds, which makes certain runways unusable. And low visibility and heavy rain increases stopping distance on runways, which requires grading spaces between flights. It's been a while since we had a plane crash.
Oh, God. And what, that bums you out?
Oh. It's just traffic and weather on the 8s on the Opie and Anthony Show with Club Soda Kenny. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Wait, Kenny, we got a fan of yours on the line. Chad in Philly. Yes, Chad.
Oh, my God. Get him off the radio. I can't take it.
Hey, Chad, I hope you got an umbrella.
I want to mush your face into the blacktop like a Philly cop.
That's hurtful. I'm doing a public service.
All right, Chad, thanks. I thought we'd get a little more out of you, but...
On the irony of him complaining about anyone not having Easy Pass, I'd like to leap across this console and just land on his hair. I had to yell at Kenny for so long to get Easy Pass. I'm like, why don't you get it? I don't know. And boy...
What good is it? They could track you.
Exactly.
Who's they?
Everyone knows where you are. You talk on the radio.
I had a Kenny moment yesterday. There's some serious stuff going on at the house, and my girl's like, trying to tell me something that's pretty serious, and I'm like openly laughing, and she's looking at me. I'm like, well, the timing was horrible, and she goes, why? I go, come over here, and I think it's on Whackbag. They have a picture of Kenny, his face, but with instead of hair, it's what's the one flower where you?
Oh, dandelion.
Dandelion. He had dandelion hair. It is the funniest picture. Could you get that for onaradio.com today there, E-Rock? It made me laugh openly, Kenny.
It's very flattering.
And very dry, your hair.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even get that for a second.
Yeah, you got to see his picture. I think it's in the We Love Kenny, Club Soda Kenny appreciation thread, maybe.
Oh.
Up over there. Right there. Yeah, try to find that picture for Jimmy.
Yeah, wait 6 months. We should start rotating Kenny in and out with other guys doing traffic.
He sucks.
Look at this.
It was funny at first.
Look at this picture. I know.
That is good.
It's not a dandelion, it's a pussy willow.
Huh?
Are you really?
No, I think that's a dandelion.
That turns into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's what a dandelion turns into.
Oh, really?
Or is that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
look
that way.
terrific.
Yeah, we're going to get that picture up on ondaradio.com so everyone can enjoy it.
Oh, all right.
You know, you
Good job,
blow
whoever
those things.
That's a dandelion.
came up with that.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, gas prices, of course, just out of control. Anthony paid $80 for the first time. I remember when we were paying, $50 to fill up, and we thought that was outrageous. Now, $80?
$80 to fill up, and I wasn't even on dead empty, so...
Unbelievable.
There's problems going on. It's going to be, no time at all, $100.
Yes, Jimmy.
I got the promo.
All right, yeah, we need something.
Gas. I got it.
We need to help.
92 cents a gallon.
Well, that goes with the COLA.
Yes, exactly.
That's what every radio station does.
But you can only buy it if you have a lit book of matches in your hand. Just pump your own gas with matches in your hand.
People don't like our penny a gallon promotion.
No, $10 a gallon, I'm telling you.
Let's do $10 a gallon?
That's hilarious.
$10.
Just to have the K-Rock van and no one showing up.
Yeah.
Who would
Big
show
sign,
up?
$10 today only.
That would be...
You want to give them a bargain. Don't give them a reason to line up. Give them a reason to drive by and go, what is this?
What is going on?
Crap.
This stinks.
What?
Yeah, $10 a gallon.
Big promotion, and just run it as if you are doing penny a gallon.
Hire a band.
Yeah.
Like and no one's there.
I know you. Shut up. Get off the stage.
Big fat mama singing along.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised at this story. Gas price is very, very high. This is what people are doing.
The pain at the pump is extending beyond the gas station. Authorities in Maryland are now investigating several cases of gas thieves simply going up to cars parked in driveways and siphoning fuel from the tanks. In one case, a car owner was awakened in the middle of the night when his car alarm started going off.
They had a can, and that's all I seen was the can, so I don't know if they had a hose or what. They must have took it with them. They just left the can sitting there.
And police officials say it's not just unleaded gas that's the goal of thieves. In one case, police found a gas line of a school bus punctured. The diesel fuel, priced at more than $4 a gallon, simply gone.
Further investigation revealed that approximately 30 gallons of diesel fuel had been removed.
This is brilliant, and this is going to be widespread within a month.
You think?
Oh, of course. People can't afford to fill up their cars, so they're going to do whatever it takes so they get a tank full of gas so they can go to work.
And it's just sitting out there.
Just sitting there.
It's in every car out there.
It's brilliant. And then there's going to be a new business where everyone's going to be locking up their
locking gas caps.
Gas caps and all that.
That was a big thing back in the 70s, I think, when there was a gas shortage and the price was overinflated. Locking gas caps, people siphoning lines at the gas station.
Yeah.
But
or just poking a hole in the gas tank and just
I can't wait to hear the stories of idiots that go to use a little drill and it heats up a little bit and
don't use drills.
Whammo.
Do the siphon thing. It's the safest.
Or how about this? Instead of a locking gas tank, you go to Smart Way. You just hire someone to sit there in the booth all night and watch your car.
There you go. You could do that.
That's Crazy Idea Jim, my new character. No humor whatsoever.
Exactly. There was also those things, those spring things that you used to drop down your gas line there, and you couldn't get a siphon hose down in there. I'm not sure if nowadays, because it seems like they just stopped doing that after a while because nobody.
Well, because gas came back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to start a new business. The story continues. These are just crimes of the times, of course.
Police say these new thefts are simply crimes of the times, and there's little you can do to stop it. But experts say if your fuel tank is punctured and you don't know about it, it can be extremely dangerous.
When there is a gas leak and then you try to start the car up, it's very dangerous. It might catch on fire.
Nationally, the AAA says the average price for a gallon of unleaded fuel is about $3.65. That's 30 cents more a gallon than a month ago and 60 cents higher than this time last year.
Unbelievable. So, yeah, people are going to do whatever it takes to get their gas.
That was a good news report, except I don't like the fact that he says experts say that having a punctured gas tank is dangerous. You can pretty much be a novice and make that assumption.
You mean just kind of driving around with flammable liquid pouring out of your vehicle, perhaps on a hot tailpipe?
Would be a bad...
That could be dangerous?
That would be a bad thing?
Thank you for that PSA.
A grammar school student says...
Grammar school.
Yeah, you don't need expert in that sense. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how people are surviving out there.
I don't know,
I mean, we're lucky. We make a very good living. I mean,
feel very,
people know that
lucky
by now, and we're very fortunate. You hear horror stories, man. These people are like, I can't afford $60, $70, $80 to fill up my tank.
Yeah. Get a Prius. A Prius. The other day I read that some kid got hit by a Prius because he didn't hear it coming.
That's the problem.
That seems to be a little problem with those vehicles sometimes when they're in electric golf cart mode. I'm so sorry your child was hit by a bear driving a small vehicle. He was hit by the car. It was fine, but then he was mauled by the driver. Steve C.
I want to photograph him without a shirt for insurance purposes.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Oh, I've hit somebody. Let me. Are you okay, son? Get on my lap. Let's go. I'll just sit here a while. Because I have that effect, too. And now I'll take off. Bye.
And there he goes, Steve.
In his Prius.
I think we can sneak one more story in before we take a break and get Jamie Kennedy in here. Jamie Kennedy has a very interesting documentary called The Heckler.
The Heckler is really good, man.
I saw it, Jimmy saw it, and I think we'll have a fine discussion with Jamie Kennedy about The Heckler.
Yes.
A lot of relatable stuff in this documentary, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But before that, we got a teenager story. Teenagers digging up a corpse.
Yeah.
And listen what they used the corpse for. Or maybe not. As we get, we get a error 400 message. What does that mean?
Error 400?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Oh, no, an error 400 message.
Is that... No, 358 is...
Huh?
Is 358 error is... there's an incompetent trying to help you. Teasing, of course.
All right, here we go.
Teasing, of course, then.
It's working in CD number 1, but not CD number 2, for the record.
In Texas, 3 teenagers have been arrested and accused of abusing a corpse. Houston police say they dug up a grave, removed the skull from a coffin, and then they used it to smoke marijuana.
2 of the 3 suspects, 17-year-old Matthew Gonzalez and Kevin Jones, were arrested Wednesday. A 16-year-old was turned over to the juvenile justice system. The grave apparently belonged to a male buried in the 1920s.
1920. Smoking marijuana from the skull.
Out of a skull. How do you do it? Like, where do you put the doobie?
There's too many holes to...
The doobie.
There's too many holes to clog up.
And especially in a skull that old.
But it's amazing as a human. Picture your own life right now. You never think that people who aren't born yet are going to be holding your skull, just doing drugs out of it.
Listen up. That was my skull. I'm so wasted.
Yeah, little Jeff Spicoli.
Yeah, that never hurts anybody.
Where do you think you put it? In the eyeball is too big. The nose, that's all too big when you're just a skull.
This is what sucks about the news. Like, this is really interesting.
You want to know how they did it?
I want to know how you smoke pot from a skull.
There's no, real ear hole in a skull. It's kind of...
How do you do it?
I would think...
What do you think,
it's all
Danny?
open on the bottom. Danny?
You probably got to bring tape, I'm assuming, to tape up some holes.
It takes the whole smoking out of a skull thing.
Because I guess
kind of ruins it.
The logical thing would be to tape up the eye holes and I guess the mouth, drill a hole in the top of the head.
Now you're drilling holes though,
and then pull through the nose.
That's too much
there
work
isn't
for a
really
pothead.
an ear hole in a skull. All that stuff kind of goes behind by your jaw and everything, and so. I don't know. I'm thinking you got to hold something like a carburetor, the nose and the eyes. Maybe you hold it like a carburetor. Then you have your friend, because you got a friend with you. He's got to hold the joint in the kid's mouth.
It's too much work.
Maybe in that little hole where your spinal cord comes through. All right, yeah. The little hole where your spinal cord comes through, you shove the joint in there, and then you suck in one eye, and you use the other eye and the nose as a carburetor.
Well, they probably weren't even using a joint. They were probably just like lighting like buds like directly onto the skull.
Okay, yeah, maybe that. I was thinking kind of using it like a...
You could turn the skull like where the nose is kind of popping up, and you could pack that maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of packing.
I don't know. Help us out, Travis.
Packing an eye socket?
The news story that I read said that they use it as a bong.
Yeah, that's what we're getting at. So how do you do that?
I thought maybe they were like putting a joint in its mouth or something.
No, I knew the whole time that it was a bong.
Okay, use it like a bong.
But
okay.
how do you do it?
So then you got to use the eye as a bowl.
That's what I would think.
The eye socket is your bowl, and then you suck it out of the little thing that the spinal cord comes out of, and you use the nose as a carburetor. I have no idea. How do you smoke out of a skull?
And try it.
You got to tape. Danny's right. You got to tape certain parts up.
Tape
or
it
block
as a
them up with
cop-out.
paper.
Because there's just too many ways for air to escape.
The
Like
jaw.
you need to create some kind of air pressure in there. So.
Yeah.
Yes, we
The
know
bottom
that.
part of the head. I mean, where the head is, it's like you're kind of open on the bottom, right, under the skull.
No, it's kind of like sealed there, and then you got like that little part where the spinal cord starts coming out.
They should do this on Mythbusters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This would
I
be
like
a
it.
great Mythbusters.
All right, you know what? Why don't we dig up a body?
All right,
and get a skull in here Monday, and we'll try to
get
figure it out ourselves.
So let's just kill E-Rock, chop his head off, get some acid. We'll clean the meat off his head.
Oh my God!
Imagine
We'll boil him all weekend.
De-meating his fat head.
How nice it'd be to slice it off like just big pieces of roast beef.
Yeah. Get the
Throw it
water.
out.
Get the water boiling. We're going to need all weekend.
Get it nice and tender so you can just pick it off.
Yeah.
But you throw his skin on the ground and you see the animals just like, and ignoring it. Yeah, it's rotted.
We got to get Jamie.
Sorry.
Jamie Kennedy's standing by. We're going to talk to him next about his new movie, The Heckler. Yep. Very, very interesting stuff. And they interview a ton of guys that have done our show over the years.
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't they interview you?
Why would they?
I assumed you were asked and you just were busy or something.
No. But I actually, in fairness, think he did most of it in L.A. and he doesn't know me.
Yeah, there's a lot of L.A. Guys in the documentary.
Why would they?
But we really, really liked it. We'll talk to Jamie Kennedy next.
He's also performing, by the way, the Times Square Art Center. It's on 8th Avenue. It's the old Laugh Factory. It's on right in Times Square tonight and tomorrow night, Friday and Saturday, 8 and 10 o'clock.
It's not the Laugh Factory anymore?
No, they lost the name. They were only licensing the name, and Jamie was involved with it. But no, I think people who own that building, knows.
Whoa, hey.
Yeah, own Show World. And they're just kind of using it.
Ixnay on the...
Well.
All right, but Jamie's going to be there tonight.
Yes, 8 and 10 o'clock tonight and tomorrow.
All right, I want to play this before we go there, E-Rock.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony's top song of the day.
George Strait. I saw God today.
I've been to church, I've read the book. I know he's here, but I don't look near as often as I should. Yeah, I should. His fingerprints are everywhere. I just slow down to stop and stare. Open my eyes and man, I swear I saw God today.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony Show.
Yeah, let's get right back into this. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. In studio, Jamie Kennedy. Jimmy was saying before the break, Jamie Kennedy's performing live at the Times Square Arts Center tonight and tomorrow. 2 shows, both nights. You can get tickets through TimesSquareArtsCenter.com, right? Or TimesSquareArtsCenter.com.
Or 212-586-7829 if you buy a phone.
Very, very nice. You got a new movie out called The Heckler.
Yeah.
See, now we got to make believe we didn't talk to you for the last 5 minutes.
Coming out. It's coming out September 9th.
September 9th?
Yeah. Well, that's our DVD release, but we're going to probably do it in New York and L.A. release. Just like a little theatrical.
Yeah, our boy Roland gave us copies of The Heckler, and Jimmy and I really, really enjoyed it.
First of all, I want to thank you for watching it, because you know how many times you give stuff to people and they don't watch it. You guys actually watched it, and you liked it. That's awesome. Thank you.
You can always tell when the first question is, so tell us about it.
Yeah. Well, there's other stuff that they give us in advance, and then we're stuck because we already booked the guest, and we're like, so tell us about, like Jimmy just said, why am I doing the same exact joke? What an idiot. What an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, real quick, Boogie Nights. You said you were in. You were in Boogie Nights. They deleted your scenes.
No, here's what's happened. I actually got a part in Boogie Nights, and I got a part in As Good as It Gets. I don't know if you saw As Good as It Gets. My part, I had actually a big part, but it got cut down to one word, where I say "yo," and then I beat up Greg Kinnear. I hit him with the lamp.
Really?
Yeah, and he was remember the gay guy.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Of course.
And in Boogie Nights, I had the actual part of the guy that has sex with Heather Graham in the back of the limo. And
Oh, really?
Burt Reynolds
Yeah.
kicks me with a roller skate. They conflicted. So I had to pick a choice. It was like 2 months of a movie in New York or 2 days on Boogie Nights, and I ended up. So I chose As Good as It Gets. I ended up saying "yo," but in the other one, it would have been cool if we kicked with a roller skate by Burt Reynolds.
That was the douchey guy that she went to school with or
Yes.
something, and he
That would have been
saying,
you.
Like,
That would've been- you know what's weird? Okay, so check it out. So I get the part. I couldn't do it. My roommate at the time I'm living with, I say, "You should go in." He goes in. He gets it. Isn't that weird?
Oh, that was him?
And that's him.
And
he was, yeah.
That keeps you up at night, I'm thinking.
And
That was a huge
scene.
movie.
I know.
I'm sorry, but that's got to keep you up at night.
A Nicholson scene. Nicholson movie.
A Nicholson scene was good too.
But you know what? Good choice by you, of course, going with the As Good as It Gets.
Yeah, because Burt Reynolds hated that movie. He didn't know how great Boogie Nights was, I think, until it was finished and actually
Fired his agent.
Did he really?
Yeah, I was with his agent too, and he fired him, and he said, "I can't. You put me in porn," and then he got nominated.
Yeah.
And
Did he
then
bring his agent back?
You put me in porn.
No, I think he went back and did an Evening Shade best of.
So, you want to describe the heckler before we get into this?
Sure. Yeah.
Just to give the overview.
Heckler, the movie's all about, like, basically it deals with the world of heckling. And it starts with stand-up, and then it goes into sports, touches on politics, and then it kind of goes into the world of criticism. Then it kind of goes into the world of blogging, and then the internet, and then just kind of how the world is. We live in such a critical place now. Everyone has an opinion, and it's kind of like boom. And that's
now you have to see them.
Yeah,
you know, and you have to be exposed to the criticism of people that really shouldn't be critics. You shouldn't mind.
Yeah,
it's just someone's opinion, but now it becomes this thing that's out there.
It's a documentary, but really it's a comedy. But it's all about, you know, anybody has the power to say stuff now from anywhere, and it's just like Heckling the Comedy Club used to be like considered like the worst, but it's not. It's like the best of it now. It's like the worst is like the, you know, anonymous blogger sitting in his basement in Dubuque and, you know, saying the worst stuff. So that's kind of what it is, and it's about me interviewing these people, seeing what makes them tick, talking to other comedians, performers, actors.
Yeah, you confront some of your hecklers, and I think going into it, you're thinking, I can handle this. I'm going to sit these guys down and then see what they're all about. And then by the end of it, you're wishing like stomach cancer on them and stuff.
And there was one scene too where he's with a heckler, and I wanted to wring this guy's neck.
Yeah.
Because you're talking to him about a joke about Christ or whatever, and he's like, well, "You want to get into it or something?" Like that guy, you almost had a physical confrontation with it.
Yes.
Did you? What happened? He just.
I was doing a show in like West Virginia at a college, and he said, "You know, what's that joke you did about Jesus? You know, I did this joke called, like, you know, because priests are talking about the body of Christ, and they can get you to eat anything." I'm like, they could just be like the nipple of Christ, and we would just suck on it because, you know, it's God, right? And he's like, "You can't say that. That's against religion." And I go, "It's called the nipple of Christ, bro. It's a joke." He goes, "You want to do something about this?"
Yeah.
And then we ended up like ending like a little tiff, and like my assistant was there.
Amazing.
It was really good, man, because it covers the anger performers have at hecklers, because it's almost like, it's weird, like when you're on stage, you kind of have to make a quick judgment as to what the guy's intent is, because most of them are douches, but there are people that have just had too much to drink and are really just trying to be fun with you, but you know it's in the eyes when somebody heckles you, and you know that they're jealous and they're going to rip you, and they're being, you know what they're doing, and sometimes you attack them too harshly.
Yes.
The whole crowd who doesn't do this every night, doesn't see their face, doesn't understand that I had to crucify that guy.
Yes.
He's garbage, you don't get it, and they turn on you, and there's so many weird things with hecklers.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating thing because it's like most of them want to help, And, Jim will tell you, as you can tell, a lot of them are chicks. We talk about that, how they get drunk. And they want to help, and it's just like if you're saying, like, you ever get belly button lint? And someone's like, yeah, belly button lint! And you're like, can I finish my thing? Yeah, finish it, dude! And they just want to help, so you don't really want to go after them. But there was one, and I didn't get on camera. It was in Canada, and I really can't talk about it because, it's a lot of graphic. But it was a big Jamaican dude, and he had this white girlfriend, and I was talking crap about Canada, and I like to just give him a little stick and a puck, and they're happy for the rest of their lives. And he's like, "Screw you, man! You don't know about Canada." And I'm like, "Dude, you're from Jamaica. Shut up!" And like, he came after me physically, and then they had to stop him, and it was amazing. Like, this is the only time that guy actually physically wanted to get me. But really, we're talking about in the movie about how heckling is not as bad as like blogging and criticism, and how it's really about criticize the piece, not the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how you have a lot of examples of comedians getting heckled. And some guys could handle it because they got some stuff they got in their head and they're well prepared for the heckler. And then other guys just lose their mind, like Guitar Dude. Guitar Dude takes his guitar.
He's a legend, that guy.
And unfortunately, it's not on camera because it was just like it was a still shot of the stage. But he walked off camera to take his guitar and smash it over a heckler's head.
And then he puts the pick back in the thing.
Yeah,
he puts the pick back in the.
And then he thought the whole crowd was going to appreciate what he just did, and they're like, "Whoa, dude, what's up?" Because everyone was hating this heckler, but his reaction was such that the whole crowd, like Jimmy was kind of saying, turned on the dude, and he's like, "What, too much?" And they're like, "Yeah, kinda." And then all of a sudden the guy said something like, "All right, show over," and just walked off stage.
Yeah.
That guy struck a blow for all. There's not a comedian alive that wouldn't pay that guy's rent for him.
Yeah.
He struck a blow for all of us, because you really learn. It's like sometimes they heckle you because they just, like, there was a woman in the documentary who was just, it's like the literal heckler, where you say something and they feel the need to correct you because these dummies understand that humor is an exaggeration unless it's relating to them. So the really funny one with this British woman, he's talking about British woman, and she's like, "We don't all talk like that in England. Only the Queen does." And he's like, "Well, did you bang everybody in England?" He really smashed her.
Yeah.
And she had to laugh because she knew she had like got, as they say. But sometimes they just try to correct you on the facts. You just want to shut your mouth.
I thought what was brilliant, and we're going to try not to do the whole movie for you here, Jamie, but there was a heckler in the front row in one of your shows. Obviously you thought about this heckle thing for a while because you have a lot of footage of hecklers going after you. One guy in the front row is heckling you, and you're like, "All right, hey, let's see what you can do." And you force the guy to go on stage, and then Jamie is now in the front row with his legs up on the table, going boo, and just like heckling the crap out of the guy. And the guy literally wants to crap his pants. He's like freaking out up there because he really thought he could go up there and maybe get a reaction from the crowd.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant too.
And even the critics that defended themselves and stuck by it and go, "Yeah, your movie was terrible." If a critic doesn't like a film, that's fine. But just being face to face with these guys, they're all nerds. All of them are nerds. The one guy with that little bump on the side of his stupid nose, who you were just, let's just say, talking about the sloppy, oral treats. He was so uncomfortable with you talking about sex like that.
Oh yeah,
that guy from the Tribune or wherever.
Yeah.
Real tool.
It's funny, it's true. It's like, I hate to categorize people, but he's right. It's like, they are all nerds. I needed to do this movie for my soul. Like, I started doing my stand-up right, and I was going to do a little special for Comedy Central, and they're like, "Go out on the road for 6 months and get your tight 45 or whatever you can do," right? So I started doing it, and I started filming this stuff, and the heckling became the most coolest part of the show. So that's how this movie started, and I started collecting, and I started talking to guys like Joe and different people and getting their heckles. And then it moved into this blogging, because I started reading about my stuff. I had a movie come out, and I just got destroyed. And that's how the movie kind of made itself.
Right.
And I now feel so good, but what Jim says is true. It's like you have to learn who's saying this stuff, because you're reading about yourself, and it's like, Jamie Kennedy not only sucks, he shouldn't have a career. His mother's uterus should be shut down for giving birth to him. You're like, whoa, what the hell? What? It's like...
Bastards,
Then you find out who's writing it, and then you feel better, but you have to go through the process. But there are some people that are haters, like that one guy at the end is a hater to the end.
The guy with the beard?
Yes.
The beard, who was the guy who was like
And he says he's a comedian too, which is weirder because it's like you're
the guy who was kind of smiling at you.
Yeah, very snarky.
But he looked like a Nazi. I'm sure he wasn't, but you know what I mean? The guy.
Yeah.
You wanted to bite his
absolutely.
face. Because
absolutely.
It was this defiance that was this phony. It was an over-the-top defiance, like, "Oh, you're gonna call me out? Well, I'll show you."
Yes.
And you know that the guy isn't a funny guy. He looks greasy.
Yes.
You just know he's like a lonely nothing, and he's probably not even that funny of a writer. Which to me, most of them are not good writers, which is the greatest crime they commit, is not being good writers.
Yes.
You can criticize what you want, but be funny with it, and they're not.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to knock his teeth out because he wasn't. I don't mind a guy standing his ground and going, you know what, I didn't like your movie, because you are calling them out, and some of them are going, look, there was one guy who you call out, and you're like, why didn't you like it? And he goes, it wasn't a good movie.
That was
Richard
like, Roper.
But you were very funny because you're like, all right.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
Because they have points. There's truth to it. It's just that sometimes they rip you personally to the point.
Yeah,
like,
but
what did I...
And what do you think that's about? Because it's one thing for a critic to say, yeah, I didn't like your performance in this movie, and they keep it professional. But why do some of these people, like you said a little while ago, have to get so personal where they wish cancer on you and death to your family? We had a situation when we did our dumb Sex for Sam bit, which was horrific, but they couldn't keep within what we did. They had to bring our parents into it and wish that our parents were tarred and feathered and thrown in the river. I'm like, what do they have to do with us messing up on our radio show?
Yeah.
But where does that come from, where they cross that line, you think?
It comes, well, if they're writers,
right,
it comes from they're entertainers too. Basically, they want to grab headlines. So if they say Jim Norton's show is like watching herpes manifest on your nutsack, whatever. Right? It's like, someone's gonna read that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or Jamie Kennedy's career is worse than whatever. So that's number one. Number two is I mean that's really what I've noticed. Some of them are, if someone really rips me in a funny, creative way, I give them props. I mean, there are times on the tape I don't do good with hecklers. Other times I do. I mean, sometimes they win. You gotta love it.
Right.
But I think sometimes it's really about. Patton Oswalt says it really good. He says, it used to be a time where you'd look at people and you'd be like, oh, Gale Sayers can run good or blah.
Yeah.
Now it's like, just makes people angry.
Yeah.
It's like this generation of, why is Jim Norton and Opie have a radio show? Why not me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a different time.
It seems like it's that mentality of everybody's giving everybody such positive feedback, they think they deserve it. Patton was right about that too. It's like there's people who just think they should be doing it, and there's a jealousy, and you kind of know, you as a performer, your instinct, you understand when someone's heckling you immediately why they're doing it.
Right.
Like one time I'm on stage at the Comedy Cellar, and there's a guy to my right, and I was doing a clean set. I was working on a Leno set. It was a little aggressive, and he's like, that's. And he was something I said that wasn't gentlemanly, and he was trying to be this knight in shining armor for his stupid family. And I laid into him. It wasn't funny. We would have thought I never did comedy in my life. I was a dock worker. I was like Lee J. Cobb, just yelling at this slob. Yeah. And I'm like, don't use me to impress your effing wife and your effing because I knew exactly what he was doing. He was trying to show off for his family and try to shut this punk down. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You got to throw the set to walk out with your dignity, because you're not going to allow that guy to ruin you. You can't do it.
Now, wait, were you able to recover, or was that it? Did you have to end that?
Nah, I don't think so. I think the rest of the set went poorly. But who cared? I made $25 at the Cellar. It had to happen.
Yeah,
it had to happen.
In Heckler, Jamie Kennedy also gets to interview George Lucas, and we called him out on it as soon as he sat down. Like, dude, you did not set up an interview with George Lucas. You railroaded the guy. You knew he was going to be somewhere. You went with a film crew and said, hey, George, and there's people around, so now George doesn't want to be the a-hole, so he's like, all right, I'll give you 30 seconds on heckling.
Wait, it's so funny because everyone's like, dude, how'd you get George Lucas? Of course, you busted me 1 second. Wait, so you want to hear the real story?
Yeah,
I tell people that I was like Jar Jar Banks. I say, well, I was Jar Jar, but I couldn't do it. He owed me a favor. So I was doing a video. I did a comedy video with Bob Saget called Rollin' with Saget.
Sure.
Right? It was like a rap fun rap.
Yeah, and it did very well.
It did well. So we're doing this video, right? And I'm filming on Hollywood Boulevard. And this Hollywood Boulevard that day was crazy. There was a commercial. There was me filming something. And there was CSI New York, right? So we're doing this video. Got all these girls and stuff. And I'm sitting there. And somebody goes, why is Michael McDonald on set? And I'm like, Michael McDonald, what? And I look over, and I go, that's not Michael McDonald. That's George Lucas.
Oh, Michael McDonald.
He looks like Michael McDonald, right? So I go over, I go, George? He goes, hey, how are you doing? I go, what are you going to do? I'm just here. I'm looking at your cameras. So George Lucas every day goes, every like Wednesday, his daughter goes to USC. He goes and has, I shouldn't tell stalkers this. He goes and has lunch at Musso and Frank's. You know Musso and Frank's on Hollywood Boulevard? It's old-time Italian food. He just goes in, has a little bolognese and leaves, right? So he walks down Hollywood Boulevard and he's a big camera into cameras. And so we were using this high-tech new camera called a red camera. And he was like, what kind of BPM do you have? What's your shutter speed? And he'll just walk, right? So he starts talking to the camera guy. And I know George is like, he's like, I was like any other guy. We had a lot of girls. And I go, hey, George, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm just checking out the cameras. And I go, will you be in this video? And he goes, what? So I had, we're shooting the video. So I actually put him in the video. I put two girls next to him, and he lip-synced. And then, as we're filming for Heckler, and I go, George, let me ask you a couple of things about criticism. And I got him. And he was amazing. But the thing is that he thought he was on the set of CSI New York. He goes, is this CSI New York?
Oh, no.
And then we're like, no, it's our video. He goes, what? And he goes, you're my video, bitch. And Saget comes over. He's like, was Darth Vader gay? He starts just starts asking him the worst questions about Star Wars. He's like, Yoda, was he a Jew? Come on. What's the... Yeah. It was hilarious. I mean, George was awesome, very comedy. What we did kind of ambush him, and he was great. So check it out. So we signed off. We had 3 quotes of him, and he said... 2 days ago, you can use that one, and we used the one, and it was really cool. And he let us put a link to StarWars.com.
You also, I like the fact that you went into the internet blogging because it's funny too, and I've noticed this about myself. We as performers are also we are one-sided, and all of us are guilty of this. I've never heard a performer who got a good review go, "What the hell does that guy know? Why is he a critic?"
Right.
Like it's only when we get trashed.
Sure.
And, I've been trashed. I've never once when somebody writes good things about me on a message board, I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." But when they write bad things about me, I'm like, "Oh, those cowards." I always look at the negative.
Over and over again, you understand that most performers, the whole audience could love you except for one person, and that's one person is going to bother you for the rest of the night.
Isn't that brutal?
Why
is that?
And a fan,
Isn't that brutal?
And a fan site could do the same thing, 90% positive stuff, but one lousy dude could ruin your day. And the cure to that is just stop reading all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it and you're like... You have to learn. I think this was a real cathartic process for me. And you have to learn about who's writing it and why. But when you're reading it and they're writing not only do you suck, but it's like you shouldn't have a career. You're ugly. You're this. You're like, whoa. And if you do read it and you start going, oh my God, people don't think it affects them. Yeah. But Robert De Niro, there's a lot of cool people that weren't in this movie that I tried to get. And Phil Jackson told me an amazing story, and he's like, I'll never be in your movie, but I love that you're doing it. I go, why? He goes, because you're giving them power. And he's like, and he told me an amazing story of how this one guy would bring the hottest girls, he's a famous basketball heckler, to the opposing bench, and the girls would say real personal stuff about the guy, because they would know stuff, and they would freak the guy out. And so, there's that, and there's, Robert De Niro, I know, I've seen an interview says, I don't read my reviews. He doesn't want to know what people are saying. And that's Robert De Niro. You know what I mean? So it's a fascinating world.
Oh, absolutely.
I went to Phil Jackson. I don't think you are empowering them, though. I really don't, because everyone knows they exist.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the USA Today. They're in every major newspaper. So I don't think all of a sudden you're taking these obscure figures. They are empowered to a certain degree, and I like the fact that it's like cockroaches. You're shining the light on them.
Yeah.
I like. And look, what's his name? How you say, Yui or UV? Uwe Boll. He's coming on in a couple
we can't
weeks.
wait to talk to this guy.
He's the man.
He's a German director.
Have you ever had him before?
No.
Uwe.
He seems like he's nuts.
No, Uwe is an intense dude. He's German. We
can't wait to get
works
him on.
out, and he fights people all the time. He has a petition right now. He says, if you want me to direct anymore, I'd sign 1,000 signatures.
Well, so for your movie, he fights critics.
Yeah, he has.
That was the most amazing part of the movie, by the way. That these critics would actually, because they all want their attention, so of course they're going to agree to it. Well, I could be in a movie about hecklers.
Did they know they were going to be in the movie or no?
Well, there's a couple of things. It's number one is to your point is that now how everyone, what you're saying is my whole thing is if someone has a paper and it's, the East Texas Christian Daily and it's 70,000 circulation and he writes, Jamie Kennedy's movie sucks, whatever. My whole thing is, if you know something about my movie before you trash it, know what you're talking about, because if not, there's 70,000 people I've lost, number one, on the business. Sure. Mm-hmm. Number two is, all those guys, they agreed to fight him, and, he's a tough dude. They definitely, it's like a reality show contestant. Like when I did my old show, Jamie Kennedy Experiment, we put people through crazy stuff, and they'd still sign because they want to be on TV. We all want to be famous. Yeah. So they did sign, and he ended up fighting 5 guys and beating them all.
It's in a row, right?
Yeah, 5 in a row.
It's an amazing scene because you see the critic and what he said about this guy's film, or his work, whatever, and then the next scene is this guy in the ring getting his ass handed to him,
and it was so well
one after another. That was an amazing part of the movie.
They would show the guy talk. The guy would say, like, they showed them
all tough too, like the nerd behind his keyboard, like whatever it would be.
That one goth guy,
right? And then they show the guy, he got beat up so bad he's on all fours puking.
That was the great.
Oh my god!
That's how Zapruder must have felt when he shot the assassin. To see that guy vomiting, that critic who was punched in the stomach vomiting.
Yeah, all cocky behind his keyboard, and next scene he's in the ring with this animal, just getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah, they had no idea. It was cool that they showed up, but they got beat. And as a side note, I met Billy Burr, and I tried to use that footage.
All right, because that's coming in like crazy. You know about that, I'm sure.
But the footage doesn't. It doesn't. It's so hard to. Doesn't look.
Because Puddle of AIDS and the rest. Of course, Bill Burr taking on 10,000.
I saw Bill at the Comedy Store, and he's like, "You should use it." And I'm like, okay. And I tried to use this footage, and it doesn't look. It's very hard to see. It's barely usable.
Yeah, it's too bad.
But it's an amazing story.
Too bad you couldn't have a copy from someone that actually shot it.
Yeah, it was like shot on a cell phone.
Yeah, that thing.
But being from Philly, everything he said is true, and it was brilliant. And it's true. It's like the more you crap on him, the more they respect.
That thing is getting more and more popular as the
was amazing.
As the months go on.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He got heckled by a couple guys. He said that's it, and he just took on the entire crowd. They are trading that video all over the place. I think every comedian in the world has seen that now.
Yeah, he just said, "Screw it.
Yeah,
I'm going after these animals," and he ripped them apart, and they loved him for it.
Yeah. Not even a real person.
Yeah, you got a statue of Rocky.
And then he mentioned all the black people they don't have statues of that were legitimate boxers.
Yeah.
It was great.
Amazing.
Oh, he ran through everything. I was amazed he knew so much about Philly.
I know.
He pounded him.
And he counted down the same time, like 11 times. 2 minutes!
Yeah.
8 minutes left. Billy, he was just great. It was great to see a comedian do that.
Well, I hope we did your movie justice, because
you guys are amazing.
Jimmy and I really, really liked it. It was very, very interesting. Extremely interesting. It's going to be, coming out on DVD?
Comes out September 9th on DVD.
Okay.
So I don't want to know that, but we're hopefully going to do like a little midsummer, LA, New York thing.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Really
let us know. We'll go there. We'll
I'd
check it out. I'll see it again.
That.
You can pre-order it on Amazon.com too.
Yeah.
The Heckler.
Yeah.
And then tonight it's live at Times Square Arts Center. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. Jamie Kennedy. Tickets 212-586-7829, right?
Yeah, it's 42nd and 8th Avenue. It's right in the middle of Times Square.
It's cool.
You can't not get there from a subway. It's the very easiest place in New York.
It's an old peep show or something.
It used to be Show World.
Yeah.
It still is in certain parts.
Show World.
Yes. It's great. Above is the comedy club, and downstairs you can go and just finish. It's
after, you get come see me and then get a happy ending after.
It rules.
Or get the happy ending ahead of time, so you're nice and happy, relaxed, so you don't heckle.
Yeah, you know what? I bet you everyone that goes into a booth before and comes up is just going to laugh and clap. And, oh, even if they didn't like it, well, it wasn't for me. No one will be angry.
No, not at all. Thank you, Jamie.
Good luck.
Hey, thanks, you guys. Thank you so much.
All right, we got to take a break. It's Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony on your radio dial. Radio dial.
I always feel bad when I don't see the movie. You guys saw it. That was good. I didn't see the movie.
That movie was handed out days ago, my friend.
I got it yesterday. I brought it home. I didn't watch it. It's pretty much the chain of events.
The way this works is...
You didn't have to watch the movie, though. That was very relatable on so many levels, because we all deal with idiots behind their keyboards.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all I could bring up to him was the internet thing. And then I was like, I don't want to get too involved in it because then he'll realize that I didn't see the movie. It's so embarrassing.
It's usually, the way this works is this. Normally, at least one of us is prepared.
Yes.
Rarely two of us are prepared. Mm-hmm. Never are all three
Never
of us prepared.
three.
No.
And occasionally none of us are prepared.
This is true.
When none of us have seen the movie, shot on a camera. I like that.
So, yeah, that's the whole thing. So, tell us what your movie's about.
He was good.
George Lucas thing was good.
It was great, and he was good with the hecklers too. I mean, he really hammered them. He had some really funny lines.
And he got some stock footage, man. He's got Ronald Reagan going after a heckler, and I think Barbara Streisand from
Reagan was good.
A Madison Square Garden show where she's telling someone to shut the F up, like really getting into some potty mouth material there.
Reagan depressed me because it reminded me of how much it is, how refreshing it is to see somebody behave honestly in political life. Like, it's just as a man who's annoyed, Reagan was giving a speech, and someone kept heckling, and he goes, "Oh, shut up!" The place went ballistic. They loved it.
That's all one of these candidates has to do, and they're gonna be the next president of the United States. Just stop.
An honest
Stop being
moment.
so calculated and just be yourself.
McCain has.
I don't understand that. McCain is the closest, without a doubt, and Hillary is nowhere near. Yeah. And Obama is like still scared that he's the first black candidate.
Yeah,
that has a real shot.
He's scared of that?
I mean, he's not the first black candidate, obviously, but the first one that has a real shot. So he's being uber protective too. Just be a real dude, man, and you got it. That's what we're all looking for that now.
Hillary gets heckled, and then she just throws her calves up on the podium and asks anybody if they want shawarma.
Yeah.
Fat-legged idiot. Get it, folks? I had to explain it.
Stop looking at the polls. Stop doing your freaking market research and looking at demographics, and just go up there and be you.
And your dopey speak, your political speak. Back. Right. Be honest for a second.
That was the greatest moment when Reagan told that guy to shut up. It was just...
Yeah. Reagan was great at speeches, and wasn't even... obviously, people were writing his speeches, but he was great at improving lines. When people would say stuff to him, he could just blurt stuff out. My favorite was, "The bombing starts in 5 minutes."
Did you say that?
Oh my God! Yeah, he was
as
checking the mics.
Yeah,
and as a joke, he goes, they're talking about the Soviet Union. Say, "Well, the bombing starts in 5 minutes." And
yeah, we'll get that.
That was taken.
We'll find that.
That wasn't taken very well by the Soviet Union.
No, of course not. Danny, one of the DJs here in New York City after we get off the air, it's Nick Carter. When is she on?
I want to say afternoons. Am I wrong?
No, Ian's
12 to 3. Oh, that's right, Ian. He's great.
Ian.
Oh, so it's Nick and then it's Danny right after. I really don't know, and I apologize.
Yeah.
For that. Now I'm going to check out Danny later today.
He's sexy, man.
Here in New York City.
Oh, bug me.
So you came in for the Rob Halford interview with Ian, the afternoon drive guy.
Yeah.
And you and E-Rock were here. You were talking to Danny. You think she's kind of attractive and stuff.
Very
There's
attractive.
a little something going on. Very innocent, little flirting and stuff.
No, from me. She wasn't flirting back.
Nah, who knows? We'll have to get her side of the story.
She was being professional.
And you realized on the way home that you smelled really bad. You were on a subway?
Yeah, I take the train.
You never take the train. What was that about?
Joe Commuter?
You're kind of scared of the subways. You rarely go on the subway.
I zip all over. I zip all over, Ope.
And you took the subway from here?
Yeah, why do you think my nickname is Underground Jimmy?
That's weird.
Is it?
Yeah, I just made that up. From now on, I won't answer to anything but.
Yeah. What happened to what you were earlier?
What was I earlier?
I forgot.
Yeah, see, you're full of lies.
And then you're on the subway and you're smelling this horrendous odor. You think it's the guy next to you. You realize it's you, and you're like, "Oh my God, I was talking to a pretty girl only a half hour ago. She must have smelled my body odor."
And then she walked out. When she left, she goes, "Oh, it's cold in here."
Yeah.
And it wasn't. Here's what happened. I stunk. She smelled it. She left.
She needed out.
She had to hit the bricks.
Well, she mentioned the incident on her fine radio show, and we got the audio.
The Rock, New York, 92.3 K-Rock. I was telling you earlier that Judas Priest were up here yesterday. So many of us were in the studio. Like, we were so excited. Everyone's just staring at Rob Halford. I mean, Judas Priest were here. Jim Norton and E-Rock from Opie and Anthony came up. I was hanging out with those guys. I guess this morning on Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton was saying how he was embarrassed because he got home after me and him were hanging out and he realized that he smelled. Forgot the deodorant, maybe? I don't know. I totally smelled it, but I assumed it was E-Rock. He's the dirty one, right? You missed Opie and Anthony this morning. Check out the show rundown at 923krock.com. While you're there, of course, check out the pictures of Priest.
Hey, man, she does a good job.
She's great.
And she's got her voice matches her body. Man.
Yeah, matches the looks.
Absolutely.
She's, there's a photo of Rob Halford in the foreground, and in the background you see E-Rock casually sitting up on the table.
Yeah.
Just not a care in the world.
And her head is totally turned away from E-Rock, and that's probably because she thinks he smells really bad. And Jim, you are so flirting with your body right there. I know a little bit about body language. Look at you, all casual, your hands in your pocket. You're leaning up against the wall with your head tilted like, oh, really?
Looking all endearing to her. You want to look all innocent. And
yeah, meanwhile, they're staring at her toes. They were sexy.
You're making believe you're listening to what she's saying, but I know what's going on in your brain. You're like, I wonder what she would look like naked.
And her feet. I was looking at her feet. I've been looking at her feet lately. I don't know why. I'm not a foot guy.
See, that's what I say. I always said I'm not a foot guy, but it's part of the whole package.
Because you like mommy's cleavage when you were growing up.
No, I don't like mommy's cleavage.
Huh?
Not at all. I watch my sister
That's one of the things they say. The guys with the feet, they're crawling around on the floor, and it looks like cleavage when they're down that low.
Really?
Mini cleavage, yeah.
Mommy never had toenails on her breasts. Well, that would be disgusting.
They say
don't smell the same.
They say it's kind of the toes where, it looks like cleavage down there.
Really?
So, that's one of the theories.
No, because I like a good arch and a good ankle and a good heel.
Do you know what a dominatrix told me about feet? We were talking.
What?
Oh, you scared me. Hold on.
My God.
Oh, no, don't get scared.
Oh,
Jesus,
boy.
You scared me. The fear
this is very rare, but I'm writing it on my hand. I got a new one. Boy. Look at that. What?
Just writes, what?
We were talking, and I was my feet. And I said the mommy thing, and she goes, yeah, but also teachers. She's like, because when you're sitting there, you look under the desk, and a lot of times their shoes come off. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. And she goes, a big one a lot of clients like is when she hangs just half the shoe hanging off. Like she's being casual and her shoe is dangling off her foot like a teacher would.
Really?
Yeah, she had a lot of guys like that. It reminds me of their teacher.
I just don't get that one.
It's not a fetish of any sort. It's just part of the package. I like, because it leads into, a lovely leg. But it's part of the whole thing. It's got to look good. It's got to have a good arch. It's got to be proportioned to the girl.
Yeah.
Can't have any gnarly toes or anything. It's just gotta look nice.
I got probably the story of the day.
What?
No, don't steal my bit.
Oh, Jimmy, that's a funny bit.
Jimmy, don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Why? It's steal a bit, Jim.
Look, I wrote it in everything. This is my bit. I'm going to be doing it until the listeners start bitching about that one on
in 5 minutes.
Well, it looks like the one-trick pony has a new trick. Shut up. Shut up, you nerd.
You nerd.
You're a nerd.
Nerd.
Jamie Kennedy says so. You're a nerd.
Bunch of nerds.
Yeah,
I like that. Happy, angry typing.
Nerd.
More surprises coming next week. A sadistic gang of police impersonators abducted and tortured scores of East Coast cocaine traffickers.
Really?
Yes, really.
And how was that did?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't get the rest of the story.
Oh, okay.
How'd they torture him?
Sounds terrible.
What happened?
No, I'm not Amish. People are asking if I'm Amish.
Why?
Because we were talking about the Amish yesterday.
You love electricity.
Yes, I do. A sadistic gang of police impersonators abducted and tortured scores of East Coast cocaine traffickers. Got to play the blank game here, ladies and gentlemen. Forcing them to hand over multi-million-dollar stashes by threatening to squeeze their blanks.
Squeeze their assets.
Oh, that's a good one.
By threatening to squeeze their blanks with pliers.
Okay.
Screws on a local park bench.
Ooh, I don't think that's gonna match.
Eyelashes.
Squeezed it with I'm gonna say let's see. Squeeze their blanks. This is so hard. Toothpaste tubes. Yeah.
Maybe?
No?
No.
Oh, damn.
improv skills, which none of us have. It's amazing how we're all looking for something that is kind of squeezed at times.
Yes.
And could work both ways.
Well.
Swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss.
I think we know.
Because it's plural.
It's the old Pulp Fiction thing, isn't it? Pair of pliers and a blowtorch.
Well, we all know
shot.
what it is. It's the
it's the most sensitive of areas on a gentleman.
Oh yeah, and there's more than one. Let's just put it that way. Yes, so threatening to squeeze their blanks with pliers. An indictment unsealed in federal court in Brooklyn charged 8 men with robbery, conspiracy, drug dealing, and an array of other crimes. Since the spring of 2003, the gang injured about 100 people while committing 100 holdups targeting large-scale traffickers in New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Florida. The take, more than 1,600 pounds of coke worth $20 million.
Wow.
And $4 million in cash. All 8 of the suspects arrested were from the Dominican Republic and face up to 40 years to life in prison if convicted. Taking the pliers to the old
junk.
Yep. That is something that if I was in the military or anything and they wanted information from me, that would be spill the beans right there. If I saw the pliers and the second I figured out what they were going to do with them, I would blurt out every single military secret I knew. I'd repatriate myself to the country that I'm invading. I would denounce the Lord, my country, my family. How do you take that kind of pain?
Well, let's see if would Pat Duffy do it?
He'll do anything.
Yeah,
I
get the pliers.
No, I think we found one he wouldn't do.
What?
Pliers to the, you know what?
Yeah.
We have pliers, Tim. We have pliers. We got a minute left in the show.
See how tight you can actually do it. And let's have Sam do it. No? Bad idea?
Oh, it's in here. Ow. My God. He punched my afro off. How good would it be to see Sam walking bald and just holding an afro wig?
There's an afro on the floor.
Got 3 little
Just
hairs.
rolling around like a football helmet without a face mask.
It's all fake.
Anthony will love the video. Girl with Tourette's screams the N-bomb constantly. YouTube search hilarious racist girl with Tourette's syndrome.
Hilarious racist girl with Tourette's syndrome. Okay.
Can we get that on the air before we get out of here, or is that going to have to wait?
Does she have Tourette's, or is it really... Can we get that on the air? But how?
Yeah, can we get that on the air?
Probably
Period.
What?
What?
No, that's an unpopular word.
And now your weather for Haiti.
Much everywhere, it's gonna be hot. Try that?
Then I don't need a jacket. Thanks, Arthur.
Arthur's
a real hoot.
Stoned.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
Arthur, for some reason, just always laughs at jacket jokes.
It's going to be 80. I guess I won't need a jacket.
Arthur laughs every time that's mentioned. I don't know why he does. Like somebody will say, Stanley Kubrick's all right. I loved Full Metal Jacket. What kind of bee is that?
I believe it's a yellow jacket.
What are you going to do when you go home?
Danny, what do you got, buddy?
Tourette's video I pulled for you like so long ago. It's from this HBO.
Oh, well, excuse me.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm just saying you did it already. So
I don't remember.
All right. It was a while ago.
Well, let's pull it again. Let's give it another play.
I don't want to drive my nice car through that neighborhood.
Why?
They might carjack it.
Oh, carjack it.
See, he likes jacket jokes.
Yeah.
That's right, folks. Just getting warmed up.
I dare you to come up with one more.
I'm trying so bad.
I know you are. That's why I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, if you go through the neighborhood and your car gets a flat, what are you going to have to do to change the tire?
AAA. Wait, did I get that wrong?
Look at his face. AAA. Ralph Cramden, son of a bitch.
Thanks a lot.
I hated that he got that one.
I love it.
So quick.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
But Opie, I was just
He was
helping.
doing jacket jokes.
Opie, I was helping.
Thanks a lot. What is everyone doing this weekend?
Ooh.
Jimmy?
Hopefully sit-ups.
Anthony?
I don't know. I got a couple of things on the burner.
Yeah.
On the burner. But I will be seeing my lovely mommy on Sunday for Mommy's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Yeah, mine too.
I'll probably go out a little shooting.
Are you going to see your mom for Mother's Day, Jimmy?
No.
Why?
I'm not driving into traffic. I love my mother, but I'll email her.
Oh, that's
You'll email her?
That's not nice.
That's very nice.
An e-card.
That's not nice.
She had to push you out of her body, and you don't want to be stuck in traffic to see her for Mother's Day.
Good work, Mom.
And vice grips? What are you, insane?
Oh, really?
Needle nose vice grips on the, area.
The old bagaroo.
Yeah, that'll hurt.
Ow, that hurts.
Do you really think someone would do this with the pliers?
Why would anyone do that? I want to be a dentist.
What?
Independent.
Oh, boy, now he has to do it.
He's doing the voice. That's the guy.
Do the voice.
It's the guy.
I don't want to do the voice.
Maybe he should do the voice.
See, it's him. It's the guy.
I know how
right
the guy
there.
felt with pliers.
That's a great line to end the week of radio, so, anytime now.
Go.